Hello and welcome to the pregame show Walnut Creek Crawdads versus the Lincoln Potters here at McBean Stadium. And McBean Stadium, I gotta say, is for me, I don't know about you also, I think you think the same thing, but top one stadium in the CCL North. I mean, the turf infield with a little lip about 20 feet behind the bag, 314 in the corners, 380 in the center, but just the stadium setup is just fantastic. I mean, they got shaded seats, they got like brick wall on the outside. This is just an awesome stadium, Austin.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of McBean. Was last year. I love the hospitality that Phantom and Stones and Jordan and everyone over here bring us here at McBean. It's a good time. And we got to pose for Carson's Snapchat. Oh, just kidding. We didn't do it. But hey, I think the biggest news of the day is that we have camera today. We have video, which is a huge deal. We're not going to be flipping from screen to screen. You're going to have to deal with the date in the right corner and the red spot in the left corner. But hey, we have video. We're happy to be here. You haven't been to Rec Park in Healdsburg, but Rec Park is a really, really good place to watch a ball game. But Lincoln, man, it's 2 for Tuesday. The fans are going to be here. They're going to be loud. I'm very excited for the Crawdads to play their first real away game.
Yeah, I mean, this is a fantastic atmosphere. There are quite a lot of people here. I mean, you got the orange and blue seats. I mean, this is just a great atmosphere for the Crawdads and pitching for the Crawdads, who hopefully will be able to handle this atmosphere. I think he will. Jackson Flora, the potential draft prospect who just graduated high school, can go up to 94 in the corners is the scouting report that Carson gave last time, and I heard last time, but he was dominant really early last time. Finished with 3 innings, 4 strikeouts, a walk, 2 unearned runs. I mean, but for these Lincoln hitters, what are they up against? Because they've got a challenge for them.
They're up against a really, really hard-throwing righty that can hit his spots and does it really well, can locate throughout the game. He's a guy that will only go 3 innings. That's pretty much his max. That's the scouting report on him, is he's going to go 3 innings. That's what the scouts want to see from him, but that's enough to get at least one time through a lineup, and if all goes well, that's all he'll see. 9 guys, one time through a lineup. He has great stuff, a hard fastball, a changeup that really impressed me. I thought that was his best secondary pitch, but he has a slider that is good too. Committed to LMU. Flora's he's a pitcher. He knows what he's doing up on the bump. He's calm, composed. He throws strikes. It's been really, really fun to watch him, and I'm excited to see what he does throughout the rest of the season. This is a really, really big challenge for him. He played Solano the first time he threw, was good, but that's not the same level of competition that Lincoln provides, and I think it'll be really interesting to see what he does against some more, pro-ready hitters.
Yeah, and his fastball is what really jumps off the charts. So much life. He's got that extension, that big 6'5" frame. So I mean, yeah, a real challenge. But I think as you said, these Lincoln Powder hitters are going to be more pro ready. So I mean, definitely also a bigger challenge for Jackson Howell. Probably probably the best competition he's faced up to this point in his pitching career, probably. But we do have a few new pitchers for the Crawdads. About 4 pitchers that are at the field today. We got Donovan Chris, Matt, the freshman from UC San Diego, Max Hippensteel, another freshman from UC Davis, Dylan McShane, freshman
Go Ducks.
from the Ducks. And then we have Jack White, the veteran from Michigan. 4 years in Michigan, then transferred to San Jose State. First team All-Mountain West, 62 strikeouts, 19 walks. I know Dylan McShane, the Duck, 6'9", 225. So did you get a chance to watch him at Oregon.
Oh, not only did I get a chance to watch him to Oregon, but last year pitched for the Solano Mudcats as a high school senior. He was okay last summer, really struggled with command, and that's kind of what he did at Oregon this year. Throws hard, a good high 80s fastball with a really, really nice slider with tight, big, long break on it. A really, really good pitcher. I think is going to be, in the words of Brant Cummings, a dude this summer. Max Hippensteel, another guy that had a really solid season at UC Davis. Didn't pitch a ton, but was around that 4 to 4.5 range with his ERA. He's a hard thrower with good off-speed things as well. Donovan Chris is a guy that I think Brant Cummings expects to start at some point in this season. A guy that has good stuff. We saw him pitch last season against the Crawdads for the West Coast Kings, and so it'll be interesting to see what he does this year in the red and black.
Yeah, and outside of Jack White, the three freshmen being freshmen didn't really get a ton of opportunities at their schools. And, I mean, I'd say mixed results for most of them. I think probably like most freshmen, the command is not as pristine as you'd like to be, but obviously they're young, so that's okay. But I think they've come here to get more consistent opportunities against some great competition. So, I mean, these three freshmen and Jack White should be important pieces of the Crawdads.
Yeah, Jack White, the interesting thing about him is he's here to pitch one game, and that's about it. He's here to throw 2 or 3 innings today, and then he's gone, just wants to show out in front of some scouts that are here to see Jackson Flora. A really good year, like we said, at San Jose State, all first-team Mountain West. He's a really good pitcher from the left side, big guy, 6'4", left-handed pitcher, 62 strikeouts this year. He's going to have a really good game, and I think he's going to throw really well against these Potters.
Yeah, I mean, that's very smart when you know the scouts are going to be here. I mean, go where the scouts are. So yeah, I mean, if you're looking for, important storylines, definitely the scouts with Jackson Flora and Jack White could be really a really good opportunity for them to potentially increase their draft stock and make themselves some nice money here. But let's move on to the Lincoln Potters. So they're 7-5. Crawdads are 5-3. Both of them are 3.5 games back of Healdsburg. In terms of just winning percentage, the Crawdads are a bit in front of the Potters, but the Prune Packers have dominated this division.
We're going to step aside for the national anthem, the Crawdads game, when we come back. Welcome back to Crawdads Baseball here on the Walnut Creek Crawdads Streaming Network. Austin Oda on innings 1 through 3, and then I'll be on for 7 through 9. Carson Mercier will be here in the middle innings, but for now, a little tight fit up in the broadcast booth here at McBean, but excited to be streaming Crawdads Baseball as the second and third place teams in the CCL face off tonight. The starting lineup for the Walnut Creek Crawdads coming in at 5-3 in league play. Ryan Ellis leads off, the second baseman. Casey Cummings, the center fielder, hits second with Ryan Brome hitting third. In the cleanup spot out of UTSA, Matt King, the third baseman, with Joey Donnelly, the Moon Man, hitting fifth out of Cal. He's in left field. Tyson Pointer, the right fielder, hits sixth. Brian Duroff, the DH, hits seventh. In the 8th spot, Sam Gilliam, the catcher, has really broken out so far this season. And at shortstop, hitting ninth, it's Cam Calvillo. Crawdads, like I mentioned, come in at 5-3 to face the Lincoln Potters, a perennial one of the top teams in the CCL. The Crawdads really, their first big challenge so far this season. Lincoln struggled against Healdsburg, but against everyone else, they've fared pretty well. On the bump today for Lincoln, it's John Alkire, the righty. Alkire, a player that pitched for Lincoln last summer. He's been solid so far this summer out of Charleston Southern. Big right-handed pitcher. Alkire on the year, 7 2/3 innings, 6 strikeouts, 12 hits allowed, 5 earned runs. A 5.87 ERA. 0-1 his win-loss record. Alkire, long right-handed pitcher. The defense for Lincoln, left to right in the outfield. Tyler Garrity, the left fielder. Logan Jans, the center fielder. Ben Higdon plays right field. On the infield from left to right, Patrick Herrera, the third baseman. Garrett Forrester at shortstop, the brother of the Oregon State Beaver. And future Oregon State Beaver is Garrett Forrester. Luke Auden, the second baseman. Justin Olson over at first. Nolan Wilson making his second start behind the plate. He was great in his first one, went 3 for 4, hit a home run. And like I mentioned, he'll be catching John Alkire. Alkire finishing his warm-up pitches. First pitch scheduled for 6:35, but here's 6:37 local time. It looks like we'll be a couple minutes tardy for first pitch. Ryan Ellis, left-handed batter, steps into the box, and we are just about ready to get underway. Lincoln, California, 77 degrees. A pretty perfect day here at McBean Stadium. Ryan Ellis, 476 average, no home runs, 6 runs batted in. John Alkire, the right-handed pitcher, and the first pitch of the day to Ryan Ellis is a slider that wraps around the outside edge for called strike 1. First pitch time 6:37, temperature 77 degrees. Your first pitch time and temperature brought to you by Meadowlark Dairy, trying to hang on to that Old Town vibe since the 1900s, as Alkire fires a fastball down low, a ball and a strike. Casey Cummings on deck. The 1-1 from Alkire. Ellis spits on a changeup off the outside. 2 balls and a strike. Dads come in 5-3 in league play. The 2-1 to Ellis. Down low, 3-1. A really weird last weekend for the Crawdads. They played the West Coast Kings, a non-league team. Won the second game 7-5, ended up tying game 1, 11-11 after 10 innings. Welcome to non-league baseball. The 3-1 to Ellis is off the inside and low ball 4. Good start for the Dads. Ryan Ellis, who has been just phenomenal so far this season. Overall, Ellis hitting .419, but getting on base at a .550 clip. A home run, 8 runs batted in, reaches base again. And it'll bring up Casey Cummings. Cummings, long, powerful right-handed hitter. Wearing the number 4, recently committed to the University of Texas. Runner on first, no outs. First pitch, Cummings takes a curveball off the outside, a ball and no strikes. Cummings on the season, .238 average, 2 home runs, 3 runs batted in. Alkire, right-handed pitcher. Ellis, good speed on first. Haven't seen him run as much as we did last summer. The 1-0, Ellis runs. Cummings takes up high. The throw down to second is flubbed behind the plate by Nolan Wilson. Ellis is going to be in to second with the stolen base. 2-0, the count goes to Casey Cummings. For Ryan Ellis, his 3rd steal of the year, has been thrown out once. Leads the team, or tied for the team lead, with Joey Donnelly and Casey Cummings in that category. 2 balls and no strikes to Casey Cummings. Alkire, a high set, looks to second. Now looks back to the plate and delivers. Cummings swings through a fastball. 2-1. Ryan Brome waits on deck. Matt King, the third baseman, in the hole. Ellis on second. A healthy lead there. The second baseman, Luke Auden, creeps towards the bag. Alkira, high set, looks to second. Now the 2-1. Ellis goes. Casey takes up high. Throw to third is low and squirts into left field past the third baseman. Ellis up and running. He's headed for the plate. The throw is no throw whatsoever. Ellis in safely. A steal of third, and he comes home on the error by the catcher. It's 1-0 Crawdads. So Ellis, a 5-pitch walk, a steal of second, a steal of third, comes home to score. Good start for Walnut Creek. They lead 1-0, and it's 3-1 to Casey Cummings. The pitch. Cummings hits it high to left field and deep, but well foul. 3-1. Three balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Casey Cummings, the second hitter in the Crawdads lineup, with the Dads already leading by 1. The 3-2 is down and away, ball 4. 2 straight walks for Alkire, not the way he wanted to start the game against the Dads. Something he struggled with. Now over a walk an inning. That'll bring up Ryan Brome. Brome's numbers in conference play don't look great. Just 256, a home run, 6 RBI, but overall 343, 3 home runs, 13 RBI, coming off a 2 home run game against the West Coast Kings. Cummings, good speed on first. We'll see if he runs. First pitch. Brome swings through a fastball on the outer edge of the zone, 0-1. One to nothing Crawdads. Ryan Brome will look to add on with Casey Cummings on first. Still no outs. John Alkire, who faced the Crawdads last year, on the bump. The 0-1. Brome takes the slider down low, a ball and a strike. When Brome is right, he'll take a lot of walks, work a lot of deep counts. We haven't seen that as much this summer, and that's something he told me before the season. He said, I might hit 7 to 10 home runs this summer, but I'm also going to strike out a little more. It's kind of what the modern game has done. Throw to first, but back in safely as Cummings. And he's such a talented hitter. He can kind of manipulate the strike zone however he wants. Cummings off first, a 1-1 count. A 1-0 Crawdads lead. The 1-1. Cummings runs. Brome swings through a high fastball. Throw to second is high and into center field. Cummings up and he'll turn to second, but the throw will not come there. So Cummings is in. It's a ball and 2 strikes to Brome on the stolen base. 3 steals already for Walnut Creek. 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs, with Ryan Brome at the dish. Cummings on second. Time is called by the home plate umpire. One ball, 2 strikes, no outs to Ryan Brome. Alkire, a high set. Looks to second with Cummings there. Cummings creeps off closer now, the 1-2. Brome takes off the outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Still no outs, top of the first inning. Crawdads have arguably their best starting pitcher, Jackson Flora, ready for the bottom half, but would love to add on against one of the top teams in the North. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Brome. A 1-0 lead. Cummings dances off second, now the 2-2. Brome hits it high to center field in the park. Logan Jans giving it a look right in front of the warning track in left center. He makes the catch. Cummings will tag. Throw from Jans is cut off by Forrester. Cummings into third safely on the sac fly. F8 in the scorebook. 1 down. Cummings, though, moves to third. That'll bring up Matt King, the third baseman today. A solid start to his summer. 300 average, 5 RBI. Still yet to clear the fences. He's a guy, though, that hits better against quality pitching. A calm, wide open stance. First pitch. Curveball off the outside. A ball and no strikes. Runner on third. Cummings. Really good speed over there. Ball to the outfield. Likely scores another run. We've said this all summer. Crawdads in the first inning do really well with the bats and then a little cold after that. The 1-0. Ground ball, third base side, foul just past the third base chalk, a ball and a strike. Matt King, overall in the summer, his average is actually worse against non-league play, which I think speaks to what I was saying. The competition is higher. Matt King plays best when the lights are brightest. The 1-1. King lines one to left field, hooking towards the left field corner. It is fair down the left field line, takes a wild hop past the left fielder Garrity and goes all the way to the wall. Cummings comes home to score. King cruises into second with a one-out double, and the Crawdads extend their lead. It's 2-0. First hit of the inning for Walnut Creek, but drives in a run. The two walks, as they usually do, come back to hurt Alkire. Here's Joey Donnelly. Donnelly, left-handed bat. He's been playing well. 235 average, a home run, 3 RBI. Overall, that's his conference numbers. Overall, though, 273, 2 home runs, 5 batted in. Gets on base a ton, a 467 season OBP. Big left-handed hitter against Alkire. Decent speed on second with King, but not a big lead. First pitch to Donnelly. Fastball flips foul off to the left. No balls and a strike. Alkire, get it and go guy. As soon as the pitch is fired, he's ready to get back on the bump and throw his next pitch. Usually knows what he's throwing. A long look in. Now he comes set. Looks to second. The 0-1. Donnelly takes just a little high on a fastball, a ball, and a strike. 2 runs home in the inning. Ellis led off the inning with a walk. Stole second, stole third, came home to score on a throw. Then Casey Cummings walked, moved to second on a steal, moved to third on the Ryan Brome sac fly. Then Matt King doubled him home. Here we are with 1 out. The 1-1. Down and away. Good block by Nolan Wilson. 2 balls and a strike. Nolan Wilson, the catcher from Nevada. He's been good behind the plate. Arm has struggled a little bit so far today, but a solid catch and throw guy. The 2-1. Donnelly swings through a good changeup. Definitely was looking fastball in a hitter count. And the count goes to 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 2-0. The Crawdads lead. Donnelly, good power from the left side. Alkire's 2-2. Fastball away, 3-2. A pair of walks already in the inning for the Crawdads. Alkire in danger of walking his third with the big, dangerous Tyson Pointer on deck. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out to Joey Donnelly with Matt King on second. Alkire looks to second. Now is 3-2 home. Donnelly grounds it up the middle. Forrester dives to his left, can't make the play. King around third. Up with it in center is Jans. The throw to the plate is cut off by the first baseman. King's in with a head-first slide, and the Crawdads extend their lead. It's 3-0. So Donnelly does his job. Just snuck it by Forrester, the shortstop. That'll call for a meeting on the mound from the Potters pitching coach. A pretty picture-perfect start for the Crawdads. Only 2 hits in the inning, but a big one from Matt King, third baseman. Joey Donnelly really didn't hit the ball all that hard, but took it right up the middle. Hit it where they ain't. Once again, Ryan Ellis led off with a walk, moved to second on a steal, moved to third on a steal. 3 stolen bases in the inning for the Crawdads. They're really taking advantage of Nolan Wilson behind the plate. And more than that, the slow time to the plate from the starting pitcher, John Alkire. Crawdads put together what I think is a winning lineup. Really 1 through 9. A lot of really good bats. First pitch to Tyson Pointer is a fastball on the outside for called strike 1. 87 on the gun. Pointer has struggled to start the season, an 091 average, but a home run, 7 batted in. Has just struck out a little too much. 10 strikeouts in his 22 at-bats. The 0-1. Pointer swings and misses. Had an off-speed pitch off the outside, and just like that, he's behind 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Donnelly, not great speed over at first. The 0-2. Pointer lines this one to left field, coming in as the left fielder, and he will slide and not make the catch. It gets by him in left field and rolls all the way to the wall. Jans, the center fielder, was late to back it up. He'll catch it in the left center field alley. Pointer's around second. Donnelly's around third, but they'll both stop there. A wide turnaround second for Tyson Pointer. Not sure if that'll be ruled an error or a hit, but either way, a ball maybe got lost in the sun. A pretty gnarly sun out there in left. We'll see what it gets marked, but Pointer struck it hard. Runners on second and third, still 1 out. They're going to call it a double for Tyson Pointer, who's been swinging the bat better. He'll take that. Ball that probably should have been caught and left by Garrity, but really tough sun out there in left. Here's Brian Duroff with the chance to make this a huge inning. 3 runs home. Alkire now from the windup. First pitch to Duroff. Fastball down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Duroff, 400 average, no home runs. 5 runs batted in. Second and third, 1 out. Pointer on second, Donnelly on third. Not great speed either way. The 0-1 or the 1-0 is hit high and deep to left. If it's fair, it's gone, but it is well fouled. They're off turn on a fastball inside and was just well out in front of it. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Alkire with 3 runs already home in the inning. The 1-1. Duroff chops it left side, past the live third baseman, and into the glove of Forrester, the shortstop. A run comes home to score. Forrester throws to first and retires Duroff. Donnelly comes home to score. It's 4-0, the Crawdads. A big inning. Pointer stays at second. Donnelly comes home to score, and here's the catcher, Sam Gilliam. If you had told Gilliam before the game that before he even had to strap on the catcher's gear, he would get his first at bat, hitting in the 8th spot, he'd take it. Gilliam playing with just a ton of passion this summer. 353 average, a home run, 3 batted in. Runner on second, 2 outs. Alkire's first pitch, Pointer runs. Gilliam scores to bunt, throw to third is not in time. Pointer steals the third base bag. The 4th steal of the inning for Walnut Creek. Count 1-0 as Gilliam pulled the bunt back. The ball was high. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Gilliam with a lot of power looking to add on. The 1-0. Gilliam chops it third base side. A high chopper, but foul. A ball and a strike. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the top of the first. The 1-1 to Sam Gilliam is a wave and a miss. A really good off-speed pitch. A ball and 2 strikes. Gilliam puts together really good at-bats. Just 2 strikeouts in his 17 at-bats this summer, the 1-2. High fly ball, center field in the park. Logan Jans moving to his left side will make the catch in the alleyway for out number 3. But the Crawdads score 3 times on 3 hits. Score 4 times on 3 hits. Just 3 of the runs were earned. They steal 4 bases in the frame. We'll head to the bottom of the first. Jackson Flora will try to calm the Potters' bats when we come back here on the Walnut Creek Crawdads streaming network. Bottom of the first inning, Crawdads put up a 4 spot in the first, and they'll hand the ball to the guy that's been arguably their best pitcher, Jackson Flora, the big righty committed to LMU, a high school senior. 94 on the black. That's the scouting report for Flora, who was great in his first start. He'll be facing Brandon Forster, Chase Jans, and then Nolan Wilson. First pitch fastball on the outside from Flora. No balls and a strike. The 0-1. Slider line to short. Cam Calvillo right there to snag the soft liner for out number 1. So a good start to Flora's day. Flora was really good in his first start. 2 runs, both of them unearned. Just a hit, 4 strikeouts, a walk. He was great. Here's Chase Jans, 429 average, no home runs, 6 runs batted in for the center fielder. Nolan Wilson waits on deck. First pitch from Flora is a good off-speed pitch on the inside, 0-1. The outfield from left to right for Walnut Creek, Joey Donnelly, Casey Cummings, Tyson Pointer. On the infield, Matt King and Cam Calvillo. Third baseman and shortstop, Ryan Ellis and Ryan Brome on the right side, the 0-1. Chopper to third base, but foul. No balls and 2 strikes. Sam Gilliams behind the plate. Flora looking for that first K. Good stuff. Wiggles the ball in his glove. Now the 0-2. Way up high with the fastball. A ball and 2 strikes. Hasn't had the same speed so far that we've seen early on. Saw a couple 92s, a couple 93s in his first start. Sitting at 90 so far. Also haven't seen anything but that fastball. The 1-2. Slider down and away. 2-2. I thought his best secondary pitch in his first start was the changeup, but he seems to prefer the slider, the 2-2. Slider lined up the middle, a base hit. Jans just stuck his bat out, flicked it into center field. And a 1-out knock for the Potters. That'll bring up the catcher, Nolan Wilson. Wilson was just fantastic in his first start yesterday. 3 for 4, a home run, 3 runs batted in. And now the Potters will get to see Jackson Flora work from the stretch. Wilson out of the University of Nevada. Played a good amount last year. First pitch. Lined up the middle, that's a base hit. 2 straight base hits in the same place. Both on 91-mile-an-hour fastballs. And the Potters looking to attack back. Right back in business after a tough top half of the first. Here's the big first baseman, Justin Olson. Big, powerful left-handed hitter. 11 runs batted in so far, a home run, 4 doubles. A returning Potter. Runners on first and second with 1 out. We'll see if, against a lefty, Flora will go to that changeup more, try to get a rollover. First pitch. Slider wraps its way to the inside edge. Really, really pretty breaking ball. 0-1. Infield shifted to the right side with Cam Calvillo, the shortstop, pretty much directly behind the runner on second. The 0-1. Slider backdoored him, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Flora looking for his first K. The 0-2. Olson pokes at a fastball on the outside and flicks it foul. Off to the left. No balls, 2 strikes to the left-handed hitting Olson. The 0-2. Changeup falls off the outside edge, a ball and 2 strikes. Chase Jans on second, Nolan Wilson on first. Justin Olson, the big hitter. 4-0 Crawdads lead. A big crooked number in the first inning, the 1-2. High fly ball, left center field. Joey Donnelly will drop it in left field. The sun is not doing anyone any favors out there. Well, to be marked as a hit. 3 straight for Lincoln. The bases are loaded. That's son. I was out there for batting practice. It's not fun. That'll bring up Ben Higdon. 3 straight balls not hit all that hard. First pitch, Higdon takes a slider down low. Good block by Gilly. A ball and no strikes. Higdon, 167 average, no home runs, 3 runs batted in. The 1-0. Higdon takes a fastball up and away, 2-0. If you're Jackson Flora here, it's got to be difficult to stay within yourself. A young 18-year-old kid. The 2-0. Fastball swing and a miss. Blew the 90-mile-an-hour pitch right past him. 2 balls and a strike. But if you're Flora, you got to trust your stuff. 3 balls, like I said, not hit all that hard. The 2-1. Up and away. 3-1. What you can't do here if you're Jackson Flora is walk in a run. Bases loaded, 1 out. The 3-1. High pop-up left side will get back past the stands, 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Infield double play depth, the 3-2. High fly ball, deep center field. Cummings going back at the warning track, circles under it. He will make the catch for out number 2. The throw is going to come into the shortstop, Cam Calvillo. A run comes home to score. It's 4-1. So a good piece of hitting from Ben Higdon, but all things considered, productive from Jackson Flora. Especially if he can get out of this inning with just 1 run allowed. Zach Chamizo at the plate, though. A returning Potter was really good last year for Lincoln. Hit Walnut Creek pretty well. Left-handed hitter. 289 average, no home runs, 3 batted in. A relaxed left-handed stance. First pitch. Slider down and away. 1-0. 4-1 the score, 2 outs in the bottom of the first. The 1-0. Quick pitch, foul, fly to left field. Joey Donnelly moving towards the line, now coming in. He will make the catch this time for out number 3. An adventure out in left field for both squads, but the Potters can't match the 4 that Walnut Creek put up in the top of the first. A run comes home on 3 hits and a sac fly. We'll head to the top of the second, where the Crawdads lead 4-1 here on the Walnut Creek Crawdads streaming network. A quick leash for the starter, John Alkire, as Gabe Maya, the lefty, comes in. Maya's been good so far this summer. Final line on John Alkire. An inning pitch, 3 runs, 4 hits, 3 of them were earned. 3 walks, no strikeouts. Maya pitched in 4 non-league games and 2 league games. Overall, he's 2-1. 14 and a third innings pitched. He has 11 strikeouts. He'll face the bottom of the lineup, Cam Calvillo, and then they'll flip it to the top. The first pitch, Calvillo squares to butt, pops it up left side, and it'll fall into fair territory, but then go foul past the leap of pitcher Maya. No balls and a strike. Cam Calvillo has had a good start to the season. 409 average, no home runs, 4 batted in. Hasn't really shown much power, but we know he's got it in him. Played really well for Walnut Creek at the end of last season. And obviously the 409 average says he's been playing well here to start this season. No balls and a strike. Maya the high set. Now the 0-1. Calvillo pops it up right side on the infield. The first baseman, Justin Olson, goes back and will make the catch one-hand style. Flip it to the second baseman for out number 1. Much, much better start to the second inning for Lincoln than it was to the first. Ryan Ellis started this game off with a walk, then stole second, stole third, came home to score on a throwing error by the catcher. Walnut Creek was able to push across 3 more in the inning. 4-1 is where we stand at the top of the second. Ellis, no official at-bats, but a run scored and 2 steals. First pitch, slider outside, 1-0. Casey Cummings on deck. 4-1 Crawdads. Maya, long left-handed build, the high set and the 1-1 is inside and does not hit Ellis. Looks like a fastball. 2-0. Ellis ahead in the count, 2-0. Maya sets and the pitch. Ellis grounds it up the middle slowly. On a backhand, Luke Auden gets to it, throws to first, but it's not nearly in time. Gets past Olson over to the first base dugout, but Ellis is not even going to try to look to second base. A 1-out knock for Ryan Ellis. An infield hit, but counts all the same in the scorebook. The Crawdads, like they were in the first inning, of Ellis on base. That'll bring up Casey Cummings. Here at McBean, the ball flies. This is a good place for Casey Cummings to hit, especially in a lefty-righty matchup. Cummings, as we've seen so far this summer, a lot of power from the right side. First pitch, Cummings takes a fastball on the inside edge. Strike 1. Cummings in his first at-bat walked, stole second, moved to third on a sac fly, and came home to score on the Matt King double. Ellis good speed on first, as we've seen. Now the 0-1. Fastball off the outside, a ball and a strike. It's a good spot, especially ahead in the count, 0-1. Just really nothing Cummings could do with that, and that's why he took it. The 1-1. Cummings hits it high to left field and pretty deep. Tyler Garrity, the left fielder, it goes over his head on a dive. And no, he made the catch. Ellis was round first. He'll head back to first. The throw is in time to get him. Casey Cummings tagged it to the left center field gap. But what a play by Tyler Garrity to catch the ball in the left center field alleyway and double up Ryan Ellis over at first. The Crawdads get a hit and a little unlucky. We'll head to the bottom of the second. 4-1. The Crawdads still lead here on the Walnut Creek Crawdads streaming network. Bottom of the second inning here from McBean Stadium in Lincoln. Luke Auden, Patrick Herrera, Tyler Garrity to hit for the Potters. A tremendous catch by the left fielder, Tyler Garrity, to end the last half inning, but not sold he actually caught the ball. But nothing we can do. No replay, obviously. Luke Auden to lead off. First at bat of the summer. Auden, the second baseman, against Jackson Flora. First pitch of the second inning is a slider down and in. A ball and no strikes. Flora, the long, lanky right-handed pitcher, stands about 6'4". The 1-0. Fastball pushed it past him. A ball and a strike. 90 on the gun. The 1-1. Fastball down and in. Hardest pitch of the day so far for Jackson Flora. We heard 93, 94. It's pretty much what he sat in his first start. Maybe a few more 92 than 93, but got up to the 4 as the 2-1. Slider again. Inside again. 3-1. Looks like it got past Sam Gilliam and actually hit the home plate umpire, maybe on the ankle. He's walking it off. I was at the Giants game last night. The Gary Sanchez, Padres catcher, really struggles with the whole catching part of the job. And there were a couple last night that just, the umpire took him like a champ. The 3-1. Fastball just a little low off the outside, ball 4. Looked like a solid spot from Flora. Actually, on the pitch tracker, could have gone either way. Call the ball. That'll bring up Patrick Herrera. 286 average for Herrera, no home runs and RBI. Pickoff move, but back in at first is Luke Auden. 4-1 Crawdads. A big 4 spot in the first. First pitch is a slider, actually a fastball. Right there, 0-1. Flora looks to first, nods his head, and the 0-1. Slider down low and inside. A ball and a strike. Solid fastball command so far from Flora, but has struggled with the off-speed pitches, both the changeup and that slider. The 1-1. Slider down and away. 2 balls and a strike. I think what I was most impressed by in his first start was the command of the off-speed pitches. Commanded the changeup really, really well, especially to lefties. Commanded the slider well to righties. Or the other way around, I should say. 2-1 is down low. 3-1. Really just been a little all over the place today. Flora 15 strikes to 10 balls. So the pitch count is fine for him. Not really anything to worry about as another pickoff move. Brome can't dig it out at first, but it doesn't matter anyway as Auden would have been back in safely. 3 balls and a strike. No outs. Bottom of the second. (3-1). Fastball tight. Ball 4. Back-to-back walks for Flora. After walking just 1 in his first start, has walked back-to-back batters to start the second inning, and that'll call for a mound visit from Sam Gilliam and manager Brant Cummings. Flora's managed just a strike to both of the batters he's faced this inning. Other than that, pretty non-competitive pitching. Really the first trouble that Flora's faced so far this summer. Crawdads do have a little action in their bullpen. I think more than anything, just some guys stretching out a little bit. You want 3 innings out of Jackson Flora, and that's about all you can ask for. Runners on first and second. Still no outs. Bottom of the lineup. Facing 7, 8, 9 and walking the first 2 is not a recipe for success for Jackson Flora and the Crawdads. Tying run at the plate for it's Tyler Garrity, the left fielder who has had a little bit of an adventure out in left field. Been dancing a little bit out there. Just not a comfortable outfield today. 265 average first pitch. Slider down and away. Good stop by Gilliam behind the plate. 1-0. Garrity 5 runs batted in, no home runs. The 1-0. Fastball at the knees, good spot. A ball and a strike. Auden on second, Herrera on first, Garrity at the dish. The look to second, and the 1-1. Fastball below the zone, 2-1. We've seen this with both of the first batters this inning. First 2 batters this inning. A strike and some non-competitive pitching for Flora. Dads lead 4-1, but Lincoln is not a team you want to let get any momentum, especially at home. The 2-1. Fastball on the outside edge at 91, 2-2. Flora looking for a ground ball or a strikeout. Looks to second. Now comes home. Slider, swing and a miss. A beauty off the outside edge. Started at the knees and just kept moving. Strikeout number 1 for Jackson Flora, and it comes in a big spot. That'll bring up Brandon Forrester. Forrester lined one to Cam Calvillo in the first inning. Really not a hard hit ball. First pitch. Forrester takes a breaker. It snaps its way into the strike zone, 0-1. If Flora is able to find the release point on that slider and get 2 reliable pitches, pairing that with his fastball, he'll be more than fine. He looks to second now, the 0-1. Slider checked his swing. No appeal from Gilliam or the home plate umpire. It's a ball and a strike. Still runners on first and second with 1 out. Flora looks to second and delivers. Chopper to third. To short, Calvillo over with it. Will look to first and will make no throw. Forrester, too fast. Beat it out pretty easily. The bases are loaded. Lincoln has 4 hits. None of them hit all that hard. That one 54 on the exit velo. You look back at the other hits. 30 miles an hour, 68 miles an hour, 59 miles an hour, and one at 95. Bases loaded for Chase Jans, who had one of those hits. First pitch, slider on the outside, 0-1. No balls and a strike. Bases loaded, 1 out. A big spot for Jackson Flora to try to work out of. The 0-1. Curveball chopped to third, but foul. Looks like he can manipulate that off-speed pitch, do kind of whatever he wants with it. He has one with a little more sweep, and that one slower at 73 with a little more drop to it. The 0-2. Fastball high. Pitching backwards, Flora. Unable to get the chase from Chase Jans. A ball and 2 strikes. Bases loaded. The 1-2. Fastball struck him out swinging. Went to the outside with the fastball. And got him for the second out of the inning. Huge, huge strikeout from Flora. It'll bring up Nolan Wilson. Wilson singled up the middle in his first at-bat. So starting a season 4 for 5, starting a summer 4 for 5. Pretty perfect. Flora trying to get out of a self-inflicted jam. First pitch. Breaker stays a little high, 1-0. Could have gone either way. The 1-0. Slider to the knees. On the inside. That's a pretty perfect pitch, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Flores 1-1. Curveball chopped foul, 1-2. 2 walks to lead off the inning, then he struck out Tyler Garrity. A single on the infield to Brandon Forrester, a strikeout of Chase Jans. And now Jackson Flores 1 strike away from getting out of this jam. He steps back to the first base side of the rubber. Now comes set from the windup. The 1-2 pitch. Slider popped up right side. This should do it. Tyson Pointer drifts back in front of the warning track. He will make the catch for out number 3. 2 strikeouts in the inning. Jackson Flores strands the 2 walks and a single and keeps the Potters scoreless. We'll head to the top of the 3rd inning. 4-1. The Crawdads still lead here on the Walnut Creek Crawdads streaming network. Ryan Brome leads off the top of the 3rd inning with Walnut Creek leading 4-1. First pitch, Brome takes a changeup at the knees for strike 1. Forgot to do this last inning, but this call to the bullpen is brought to you by NorCal Oaks. The NorCal Oaks is a non-profit organization dedicated to developing skilled players who want to excel in the game of baseball and softball while attaining strong character and life skills in a positive environment. Brome hits this one in the air to right field, pretty deep but in the park. Ben Higdon moving towards the line, right in front of the warning track, circles under it to make the catch for out number 1. Brome hit it pretty well, but is now 0 for 2. And that'll pass the bat to Matt King. King, big, powerful right-handed hitter. A double in his first at-bat and an RBI. First pitch from Maya is hit high to the right side. Going foul, Justin Olson will give it a look into the Potters bullpen, though it drops 0-1. Crawdads looking to just keep rolling. A weird last weekend, but we're playing well before a 3-game series win over Sonoma. The 0-1 is up high and outside. A ball and a strike with 1 out. 4-1 Crawdad lead. The 1-1. King flips it foul off to the right. 1-2. Gabe Maya, last year a freshman at the University of San Diego. The 1-2. King swings and misses. Got the fastball past him on the outside. Just 80 on the gun. But doesn't matter if you put it in the right spot, he'll get outs. And that's exactly what Maya has done so far today. That'll bring up Joey Donnelly. Donnelly 1 for 1, an RBI single in his first at bat. First pitch, Donnelly squares to bunt, takes a slider up high. 1-0. One ball, no strikes, 2 outs, 4-1 Crawdads. A good first inning for both teams, but a dormant second. The 1-0. Runs tight, Donnelly gets hit on the elbow, and a 2-out base runner. With Donnelly heading to first, I think this is a good time to take a look around the CCL, and this look around the CCL is brought to you by American Stage Tours. American Stage Tours, small enough to care and large enough to compete. In some CCL North news, Healdsburg stays undefeated, a 10-9 victory against the Bay Area Admirals, but the Admirals, the one team that have really given them fits. Solano Mudcats stomped the Sonoma Stompers in Vanden 9-1, or they're up in the bottom of the 7th, I should say, as the first pitch to Tyson Pointer is a fastball up and away, 1-0. Down and slow, Arroyo Seco leads 6-0 in the bottom of the 4th. The Foresters lead the Barons 3-0 in the bottom of the 5th, and Conejo and OC are tied in the bottom of the 1st, the 1-0. Pointer takes up and away, 2-0. Pointer doubled, stole third in his first at bat. So he's 1 for 1. Maybe starting to swing it a little better. High expectations for Pointer this summer. The 2-0. Pointer flies it to the right side, foul. Coming off just a fantastic couple seasons at Odessa College and in his first year at D1 ball. First year in D1 ball, I should say. Cruised through the Division I level at UTA. Over a 300 average, 9 home runs. 2-1. Up high, 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike. 2 outs, Donnelly on first. The 3-1. Pointer swings through a fastball at the top of the zone. 83. Hardest fastball of the day from Gabe Maya. Pointer might have been just a smidge late. Donnelly will be running. He goes the 3-2. Pointer flies it to the right side, foul. So Donnelly will have to retreat back to first. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 4-1 Dads. Maya's 3-2 pitch. Pointer chops it up the middle. Maya snags it on a hop, takes his time, throws to first, and retires Tyson Pointer. A 2-out hit by pitch from Joey Donnelly, but Gabe Maya strands him at first base. We'll head to the bottom of the 3rd. 4-1 the Crawdads lead here on the Walnut Creek Crawdads streaming network. Justin Olson steps to the left-handed batter's box to lead off the top of the third inning. Olson 1 for 1. Hit a ball to left field that Joey Donnelly, you could argue, should have caught, but like we've talked about so far, a really tough sun out there. Now the shadow is pretty much completely engulfed Jackson Flora on the bump. We'll see if he uses that to his advantage. First pitch. Swing and a miss. Good changeup, and it's 0-1. A high changeup. Really middle. But he got the swing and the miss. The 0-1. Fastball off the outside, a ball and a strike. 4-1 Crawdads. A 4 spot in the first and a 1 spot for Lincoln in the first. But scoreless offenses since. The 1-1. Olson takes the fastball just tight. 2 balls and a strike. The 2-1. Olson takes a slider up high, 3-1. Olson, tons of power from the left side in a very, very hitter-friendly count. The 3-1. Fastball hit high to the left side, but foul. Flora's definitely lost some velocity on that fastball. That one just at 87. See what he goes to here on 3-2. In agreement with Gilliam, the full count pitch. Curveball struck him out swinging. Third strikeout for Jackson Flora as the first out of the third inning. And that'll bring up Ben Higdon. Higdon flew out in his first at-bat to center field, but it drove in a run. So no official at-bats for him. Drove in the only run of the day. First pitch, fastball at the knees. Ooh, called the ball. Maybe a little bit down, maybe a little bit in. Trackman says it's a strike. The 1-0. Fastball swung on and missed. A ball and a strike. There's been a good 3 or 4 pitches that have been strikes that have been called balls, and the same amount the other way. The 1-1. Breaking ball up high, 2-1. So for all of you automated umpire, automated strike zone truthers, this one's for you. Flora nods his head no, now agrees with Gilliam, and the 2-1. Down low. 3-1. Three balls, 1 strike with an out. Zach Chamizo, the DH today, on deck. 3-1. Fastball hit high and deep to right. This one is way, way gone. Into the trees. Past the fence out there and right. Past the netting that goes over the fence. That ball was tattooed. First home run of the season for Ben Higdon. And it's 4-2. Ball flies up here in Lincoln, but that ball has gone just about anywhere. How to bring up Zach Chamizo. 110 miles an hour, the exit velocity on that one. That'll play. Here's Zach Chamizo. First pitch. Curveball just a little high. That one right there. Called the ball, the 1-0. Slider off the outside, 2-0. The 2-0. High fly ball left side, but that'll get foul over past the Crawdads bullpen. 2 balls and a strike, so a good job by Flora to get back in the strike zone. The 2-1. Slider, laced foul off to the left, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out to Chamizo. Flora sets behind the Crawl logo on his jersey. Now the 2-2. Fastball line straight back. Count stays even at 2. Shimizu on the day 0 for 1, flew out to left field in his first at bat. Now Flora's pitch. Down and away, good changeup, but a better take. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Luke Auden waits on deck. Carson Mercier will be with you from innings 4 through 6. The 3-2. Fastball just a little outside. Good spot from Flora, just a little bit outside, and Brant Cummings is going to head to the bump. We'll see if this is the end of the day for Jackson Flora. Dads have a full arsenal of pitchers at their disposal. And Brant Cummings is going to take the ball from his young righty. We'll see who the new pitcher is when we come back. 4-2, the Crawdads lead here on the Walnut Creek Crawdads streaming network. A little bit of funk coming into the game for the Crawdads as the lefty Jack White heads to the bump. White, an interesting situation. He just completed his 5th year of college ball, pitched 4 years at Michigan, where he accumulated just 18 appearances over those 4 years, a career high 9 in 2021. Then last year, transferred to San Jose State as a grad transfer, 6-3 record, a 3.51 ERA, 62 strikeouts in 51 1/3 innings, made All Mountain West first team. He's a good pitcher, but this is his only game with the Dads. He's here to pitch once in front of some scouts, improve the stock, then he'll head out. His first pitch on its way to Luke Auden is down low, a ball and no strikes. Wearing number 37, Jack White, the lefty. The 1-0. Fastball up and away, 2-0. 89 on the fastball. 4-2. Walnut Creek leads here in the bottom of the 3rd. Runner on first and 1 out. Already a run home this inning. The 2-0. Down and he gets past Gilliam and heads all the way to the backstop. Pass ball for Gilly. Runner moves to second, erases the double play possibility, and it's 3-0. White this last year at San Jose State, ironically enough, had a pretty solid reputation as a strike thrower, just 19 walks in his 51 1/3 innings pitched. 3 straight balls to start his day here. Pitched with the Michigan Monarchs in the Great Lakes Collegiate League 2 years ago, as the 3-0 is right down the pipe with the fastball. 90 is hardest of the day, 3-1. Nods his head. Now comes set at the belt. The 3-1. Fastball flipped to right field, but that'll get a look, but it's over the guest area. There's some name for that over there with over in right field. 3-2. Jack White out of Bethesda, Maryland. Comes set just above the belt. Now the 3-2. Fastball fouled to the same spot. Over by some cars. Unlike Monte Vista, there's lots of cars with the potential to be hit, not just mine. So, take that. White a long wait. Now he comes set at the belt. The 3-2. Curveball down and in. Ball 4. Back-to-back walks for Crawdad pitching. One by White, one by the starter, Jackson Flora. So far from White, we've seen that heavy fastball, 89-90. Big breaking curveball. One out, double play possibility back in order. The Crawdads middle infield respects that. But now they go ahead around at the plate. It's Patrick Herrera. First pitch up high with a fastball. Ball 1. Already a run home this inning on the Ben Higdon home run. Runners on first and second with 1 out. White comes set now, the 1-0. Fastball right there. A ball and a strike. White would pretty greatly benefit from a ground ball. Try to get him out of this inning. Get those dad's bats back to the plate, but like we've seen so often this season, as the 1-1 is on the outside with the fastball 1-2. Like we've seen so often this season with the Crawdads bats. First inning, a lot of work. 4 runs in the first. We saw that early in the season. We've seen that trend continue through this middle part. Then after that first inning, nothing. The 1-2. Fastball struck him out swinging. Actually looked like a changeup that fell off the outside. First strikeout for Jack White is the second out of the inning. Here's Tyler Garrity. Garrity was the first of the 3 strikeout victims from Jackson Flora. First pitch. Garrity swings through a good fastball, 0-1. Top of the zone there from White. Oh, 0-1. Shimizu walked. He's on second after the pass ball, but then Auden followed it with a walk. A home run from Ben Higdon earlier this inning as the 0-1 is lined up the middle past the reach of Ryan Ellison to center field, the base hit. Here comes Shimizu for the plate. The throw from Cummings is going to go into third. The tag is in time to get him. Casey Cummings add another outfield assist to his tremendous defensive season. The run comes home to score. It's the second of the inning. The Potters add 2 more and draw within 1 run. Led to the top of the third with Carson Mercier back on play-by-play here on the Walnut Creek Crawdads streaming network.
Welcome back to McBean Stadium here in Lincoln, California. My name is Carson Mercier, taking over in the top of the 4th inning for Austin Oda. 7-8-9 due up for the Crawdads. First pitch swinging from Brian Duroff, swung on and missed. It'll be Gabe Maya back out for his 2nd inning of work out of the bullpen. He relieved John Alkire. Went the 1 inning, gave up 4 runs. The only 4 runs the Crawdads have scored. The 0-1 pitch outside on the changeup, 0-1, or 1-1 rather. Duroff in his last at-bat, grounded out to the shortstop. 1-1 pitch, fastball that misses outside. In the game against the West Coast Kings, it was the 2-game non-conference series. Duroff 0 for 1 in his 1 pinch hit at-bat. This one misses downstairs. 2 balls, 1 strike. 4-3 Crawdads here in the top of the 4th inning. Crawdads kind of continuing that streak of scoring early, but not often. 4 runs in the first. Since then, only 2 hits. 2-1 pitch swung on and missed. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Brandon Duroff. Duroff, hot start to the season. 400 average, 8 for 20. This one here outside. Ball 4 and a leadoff walk to Brian Duroff to start the visiting half of the 4th inning. That'll bring up Sam Gilliam. Gilliam's been the hero for this Crawdad team. A couple of home runs, including the walk-off home run just a few days ago. First pitch to him. Check swing grounder right side. First baseman Olsen will take it himself to first base for the first out of the inning. However, Brian Duroff advances to second base on the fielder's choice. Bottom of the order, Cam Calvillo due up now. Popped up to the first baseman, Justin Olsen, in his last at-bat. Gabe Maya, the lefty, looked back at second base. First pitch swinging from Calvillo, but he taps it foul behind home plate, 0-1. Calvillo, one of the hottest hitters on this Crawdad team. 7 games, 22 at-bats, 9 for 22, hitting at .409. Couple of doubles, no home runs, no triples. 0-1 to him from Maya. Fastball inside, 1-1. One pitch. This one hit in the air, right side. Right fielder Ben Higdon moves over and makes the catch. Brian Duroff, bluffing the tag at second base, is nearly tagged out, but he's able to get back safely. So 2-way here in the top of the 4th. Cam Calvillo retired via the flyout for out number 2. Bring up top of the order and Ryan Ellis. Left-handed hitting second baseman. 1 for 1. He walked, scored, has stolen 2 bases today. First pitch, lefty-lefty. Gabe Maya delivers fastball outside, 1-0. Hasn't strayed from the fastball. It's been mostly fastballs here in this inning. Left-hander delivers. This one swung on, foul-tipped behind home plate. That'll even the count, a ball and a strike. Crawdads have not really been able to get anything going. 2-game set against the West Coast Kings, non-CCL matchup. They, well, split the series, kind of. Crawdads won a game and tied a game. One ball, one strike. Fastball catches the corner. One ball, two strikes. Two-away here in the top of the fourth inning. Inning started with a Brian Duroff walk. He would reach second on the ground out from Sam Gilliam. Cam Calvillo flew out to right, and now two away for Ryan Ellis. 1-2 pitch is hit in the air, center field straight away, not too deep. Out goes the shortstop, but it'll be Chase Jans, the center fielder, making the catch for out number 3. Crawdads, after a leadoff walk, can't get anything going. We'll head to the bottom of the fourth. It's the Crawdads 4 and the Potters 3 here on the Crawdads streaming network. Top of the Potter order due up. It'll be Brandon Forrester, Chase Jans, Nolan Wilson scheduled for the bottom of the fourth inning. Leading off, Brandon Forrester, 1 for 2, lined out fairly sharply to shortstop in his first at-bat and singled in his second at-bat. Didn't advance any farther than first base. It'll be Jack White, the left-hander, back out for his second inning in relief. First pitch of the inning, shot out into right field. Tyson Pointer, the right fielder, going back. He's at the track. He reaches up to make the catch for out number 1, allowed out number 1 here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Jack White relieves Jackson Flora, who went 2 1/3, gave up 5 hits, 3 runs, all of which were earned. Walked 3 and struck out 3. Was not his day. Started to find it a little bit later, but it was a little too late. Center fielder Chase Jans will take a look at a pitch that misses a little bit low. .1-0 pitch misses outside, 87-mile-an-hour heater. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 away here, bottom of the fourth inning. This one is hit softly up the middle. Shortstop Cam Calvillo fields it on the high hop and throws to first in time for the second out here in the bottom of the fourth inning. That'll bring up the catcher, Noah Wilson. Singled and flew out to Tyson Pointer, very deep back in the second inning. has only played in one game, this being the second, but was 3 for 4 in his last game, including a home run and 3 RBIs. We'll have a meeting just behind or off to the side of home plate with hitting coach or manager. 4-3 the score here at McBean Stadium, a very nice venue. Gives you, minor league vibes, things to do on both the first base line and third base line. There's inflatable bounce house down by the left field line, about parallel with third base. Noah Wilson now ready after the short meeting. First pitch to him, a slider in there for a strike. 0-1. Jack White, big lefty, delivers in a good changeup there. Gets the swing and a miss, 0-2. Came in to relieve Flora. Walked 1, struck out 1, gave up a single. Casey Cummings doing Casey Cummings things out in center field, threw out Luke Oden at third base for the third out of the third inning. Here's the 0-2 to Wilson. It's a fastball at 90 miles an hour, but misses just a little bit high. A ball in 2 strikes. Jack White had a very good year at San Jose State this past year. Mountain West Championship All-Tournament team. Breaking ball misses downstairs, 2-2. First team All-Mountain West, and he won Mountain West Pitcher of the Week on May 8th. Season high 8 strikeouts against Fresno State. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball got him looking. A 1-2-3 inning for Jack White. It's the Crawdads 4. It's the Potters 3. We're headed to the top of the 5th inning. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Crawdad Baseball on the Crawdad Broadcast Network. Pitching change for the Potters in the 5th. This call to the bullpen is brought to you by NorCal Oaks. The NorCal Oaks is a nonprofit organization dedicated to developing skilled players who want to excel in the game of baseball and softball while attaining strong character and life skills in a fun and positive environment. Top of the 5th inning, 4-3 Crawdads lead here at McBean Stadium. It'll be Casey Cummings to lead off the 5th inning. 0 for 1. He walked and scored, stole a base, and lined out to left field in his last at-bat. New pitcher for the Potters is going to be the right-hander from Bowling Green, Logan Bell. 6 foot, 208 pounds. Only threw 5 innings, 10.13 ERA, a little bit misleading. First pitch to Casey Cummings, misses just a little bit inside with the fastball. Over his first 3 appearances, well, he was scoreless, and the next 2, not so much. Swing and a miss here, a big swing and a miss from Casey Cummings. That'll even the count 1-1. Gave up 8 runs. 7 runs in his final 2 appearances of the season against Virginia Tech and Toledo. 1-1 pitch lined out into right center field. Over goes the center fielder Janes. He'll catch it on a hop, but a leadoff single here for Casey Cummings. He's on base safely for the 2nd time in this ballgame. That'll bring up Ryan Brome. 0 for 2, a couple of deep flyouts for him today. First pitch from Logan Bell, the right-hander. Looked like a slider that catches the corner for a strike, 0-1. Brome has started to get it going. 2 home runs in his last game against the Kings, 7-5 Crawdad win. 1 was to the opposite field, 1 to the pull side. Throw over, and it gets away from the first baseman. Casey Cummings is going to advance to second base at least. Right fielder Higdon picks it up, and Casey Cummings is content at second base, so an error here on Logan Bell. Casey Cummings in scoring position for Ryan Brome. Brome hitting above 500 in non-conference games. Overall, 250, 24 at-bats, 6 for 24. 1 home run, 6 RBIs. That's in CCL North play. Here's the 0-1 from Bell. Hit up the middle, on the ground, into center field, a base hit. Casey Cummings being waved around. Here comes the throw, not in time. Brome trying to take second base. He will be thrown out at second base, but not before Casey Cummings comes in to score. It's 5-3 Crawdads here in the 5th. Brome caught trying to stretch 1 into 2, and a nice job by the catcher, Noah Wilson, throwing a strike to second base for the first out here in the 5th. Here's Matt King. He'll watch a pitch low. He doubled back in the first inning, struck out in the 3rd. Hasn't been here all summer, just 10 at-bats coming into this game. A clean 3 for 10. 1-0. Looked like a changeup inside. (2-0) from Logan Bell, who works out of the stretch. It's a fastball. Catches the corner for a strike, 2-1. (2-1) pitch, fouled back and into the parking lot. That'll even count 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning. Crawdads jumped on the board early. They scored 4 in the first. The Potters would respond with 1 in the home half, 2 in the bottom half of the 3rd, and a run in here as the 2-2 pitch misses up and in. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Looked like a slider that, well, didn't really slide. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Pitch from Bell is a little bit inside. That'll be ball 4. And the 3rd consecutive Crawdad to reach. That'll bring up Joey Donnelly. Donnelly 1 for 1, singled and scored, got hit by a pitch. Favorable matchup here, righty on lefty. Bell takes a look at first, now delivers into the plate fastball that misses up and out. Donnelly 880 OPS, 471 slugging, 409 on base. All that spanning in 23 at-bats. Here's a pitch that misses a little bit low. Looked like a changeup or slider. 2 balls, no strikes. Inning started with a Casey Cummings single. He would reach second on a pass ball and got singled in by Ryan Brome, who got thrown out at second for the first out. Here's the 2-0 in there for a strike, 2-1. Matt King walked, and here we are. Good crowd here at McBean Stadium. Lots of energy. Two one. Fastball just a little bit outside. 3 balls, 1 strike to Joey Donnelly. Three balls, 1 strike, 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning. The pitch from Bell, outside, ball 4. It's the 2nd time today that Donnelly has walked. It's the 3rd time he reaches safely, and there's runners on first and second with just 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Here comes Tyson Pointer. 1 for 2. Doubled in quotations back in the 1st inning. It was a line drive that Tyler Goretti, the left fielder, kind of lost in the sun, dove, hit his glove, and got all the way to the wall. Scored a run. Now Tyson Pointer with the chance to cash in and increase the lead. He takes a huge rip at a slider, but comes up empty-handed, 0-1. Pointer, a guy that, well, has not got it going just yet. 2 for 22, 0-9-1 to start the season. 0-1 pitch in the dirt. Good block by the catcher, Noah Wilson. Kept the runners where they are. That'll even the count 1-1. Pointer, the monster year at UTSA. And, well, he just has not been able to get it going here in the CCL. His at-bats have been encouraging, taking a lot of good swings, making a lot of hard contact, but doesn't really have much to show for it. 1-1 pitch. Slider hit on the ground, left side. Third baseman can't get it. It's past the dive. Matt King being held up at third base. A single here for Tyson Pointer in the top of the 5th inning. Loads the bases for the Crawdads. It's his 2nd hit of the day. And the Crawdads, for the first time since the 1st inning, have a real scoring threat. Now for Brian Duroff. Duroff was huge in this spot last year. This year he's been, well, just as good. 8 for 20 on the season. 5 RBIs. First pitch swinging, and he fouls it back into the net, 0-1. Late on the 86-mile-an-hour fastball out of the hand of Logan Bell. Bell to Duroff. Fastball catches the corner. No balls, 2 strikes. Bases loaded here. Only 1 away here in the 5th. 1 run already in. Oh, 2 from Bell. Tapped foul down the third base line. We'll do the 0-2 again. Oh, 2 from Bell in the dirt. Good block by Noah Wilson. Ball and 2 strikes. 1 away here in the 5th. Bases loaded for Brian Duroff. He walked back in the 4th, grounded out to the shortstop in the 1st. One-two pitch, fastball, tapped on the ground, left side. Third baseman Herrera goes to second for 1. Throw to first, not in time. And through the back door comes Matt King. It's the 2nd run of the inning. It's 6-3 Crawdads here in the 5th. Here comes the catcher, Sam Gilliam. 0 for 2, flew out to center, grounded out to first. 2 runs in already here in the 5th for the Crawdads. 6-3 is the score. They were held scoreless in innings 2, 3, 4, have scored 6 in the 1st and the 5th. Runners on the corners, first pitch from Bell, slider that misses down and out. Gilliam, the 7th batter to hit here in the 5th inning, awaits the 1-0. Long wait from Bell, finally delivers a fastball that misses low. 2 balls, no strikes. One-0 pitch to Gilliam, popped up behind home plate. It'll reach the seats, a foul ball. Right on top of us. A ball and 2 strikes. Bell to Gilliam. The pitch from Bell outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2 runs in for the Crawdads here in the 5th inning. One-two is hit out into fairly shallow left field. Over comes Gettery. He makes the catch for out number 3. Crawdads notch on a couple of runs here in the top of the 5th. We head to the bottom. It's 6-3, your Crawdads lead. 6-3 Crawdads lead here in the bottom of the 5th inning. First baseman Justin Olson will face the left-hander Jack White. First pitch from White, slider in there for a called strike, 0-1. Justin Olson was a Jackson Flora strikeout victim back in the 3rd, also singled off Flora in the 1st. Here's another slider. This one misses down and out, 1-1. White has done a fairly good job, allowed 1 run, 1 hit, a couple of strikeouts in his inning plus of work. Here's a pop-up left side of the infield. Calvillo moves back and over to his left, now back to his right. He reaches up, makes the catch, the first out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Here's the right fielder, Ben Higdon. Flew out to center field in his first at-bat in the 1st and hit a monster home run in his second at-bat. He hits this one on the ground, right side. Brome gives chase, but it's a foul ball. Nothing in 1 from Jack White. Slider hit out into deep right center field. Tyson Pointer going back. He's looking up. This one gonna go. For the 2nd time today, Ben Higdon has left the building. 6-4 here in the bottom of the 5th. No doubt about it. Second baseman Ryan Ellis didn't even move. Tyson Pointer gave it a chase, but pretty quickly realized he was going to run out of room. It's the 2nd time today. No, not a replay. Ben Higdon has left the building. Here's Zach Chamizo. First pitch to him, misses a little bit low. Ball and no strikes to the left-handed hitting designated hitter. This one is poked foul. 1-1. Jack White, a new Crawdad, arrived with the team today, and this will be the only appearance he makes this summer for the Crawdads. Not exactly sure as to why, but 1-1 pitch in there for a strike, 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 away. Pitch to Chamizo, swinging and missing. 3rd strikeout of the ball game for Jack White. It's the 2nd out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Here's Luke Auden, a couple of walks for him. And he was thrown out trying to go from 1st to 3rd on a single from Tyler Goretti. He'll take a fastball here for a called strike, 0-1. Oh, 1 pitch, a little bit outside, 1-1. 1-1 from White, shot out into right field. In comes Tyson Pointer. He reaches up. He makes the catch. It's the 3rd out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Not after the Ben Higdon home run, solo home run, his 2nd of the day, makes the score 6-4 Crawdads. We're going to the 6th. 6-4 Dads here in the top of the 6th inning at McBean Stadium. The Potters are going to the bullpen for the 4th time today. This call to the bullpen is brought to you by NorCal Oaks. The NorCal Oaks is a nonprofit organization dedicated to developing skilled players who want to excel in the game of baseball and softball while attaining strong character and life skills in a fun and positive environment. Max Manning is the new pitcher for the Potters. Left-handed pitcher, 6'2", 190 pounds, out of Larkspur, California. Pitched at University California of Davis. UC Davis. First pitch swinging from number 9 hitter Cam Calvillo. He taps it foul. It was a, well, pretty rough year for Max Manning at UC Davis. 7 innings pitched, 20.86 ERA. That's 17 earned runs. Here's a slider that misses outside. 1-1 to Cam Calvillo, who's 0 for 2 today. Manning only had 3 outings in which he was scoreless. 1-1. Hit a foul, 1-2. 3 strikeouts in the 7 innings.
So I'm getting brick and barrel because he complained to you? No, he did not complain to me, not him.
As this one ran inside and hit Calvillo. Or Cam Calvillo's injured. He looks to be in a lot of pain. It was a foul ball. But he kind of just dropped the bat in between pitches.
It's going to take you, I don't even know if it's a full inning. That's not a concern. I know what your concerns are, okay?
Trainer is looking at what I believe is his left wrist after fouling one off out of play.
It's ridiculous. I'm tired of this shit, bro. What? He shouldn't be. I mean, that's what.
Still getting checked out here behind home plate. It's a good time to check out the CCL out-of-town scoreboard. This look around the CCL is brought to you by American Stage Tours. American Stage Tours, small enough to care and large enough to compete. Obviously, this is the game you're listening to here. 6-4 Crawdads Potters in the top of the 6th inning. Other games around the CCL, the Healdsburg Prune Packers taking on the Bay Area Admirals. That game 10-9. Final at Solano College. Sonoma Stompers taking on the Solano Mudcats. The Mudcats slapping around the Stompers 9-1. That is the final score. Some live games, bottom of the 8th inning. Academy Barons, Santa Barbara Foresters. 3-2 is the score. Santa Barbara Foresters on top. Another game in the bottom of the 8th inning. Arroyo Seco Saints beating the San Luis Obispo Blues 6-1. Cam Calvillo is going to be removed from this game. Injury to the wrist after a swing in which he fouled one off to the right side of the field ball. But something was wrong. And he's going to come out of this ball game. Pinch hitter will be Griffin Harrison. A tough spot to be. A ball and 2 strikes here. Pitch is grounded up the middle. Broken bat and into center field. Griffin Harrison sees one pitch and picks himself up a single here in the top of the 6th. Top of the order now for the Crawdads, Ryan Ellis.
And it's like the one job that like we said he was gonna go, and then of course he refuses to go. It's just like with every
1 for 2 as Ellis has reached base safely twice. He's walked, he's singled. He scored back in the first after stealing a couple of bases. First pitch swinging here, he lines it into straightaway center fielder. Chase Jans, the center fielder, doesn't have to move. He reaches up and catches the first out here in the top of the 6th. Sharp out, loud out will bring up Casey Cummings. This one runs inside, and this one got Casey Cummings. 8th time this year in which he's been hit by a pitch. That'll put Harrison on second. Of course, Cummings goes to first. And there's runners on first and second for the Crawdads here. Only one out in the 6th. Here's Ryan Brome. Flied to center, flied to right, singled back in the 5th. Was thrown out trying to reach second base on the throw that came to the plate. Hitting here with runners in scoring position for the 2nd time today. This one way outside, 1-0. Matt King awaits on deck. Lefty-lefty matchup. Max Manning working to Ryan Brome. Fastball gets away from the catcher. Both runners taking off. Both runners will be safe. Harrison into third, Cummings into second. 2 runners in scoring position here for the Crawdads. Two balls, no strikes, 1 away here in the top of the 6th inning. Max Manning, the lefty, comes set, now delivers into Ryan Brome. Here's a fastball at 85 miles an hour, right down the middle. Crawdads playing their 9th game of the season, at least 9th league game of the season, 5-3. Here's the 2-1. It's hit on the ground, right side. Here's the first baseman, Justin Olson. He'll flip to the pitcher at first for the 2nd out, but here comes Griffin Harrison. He's in to score. It's the 7th Crawdad run of the day. That puts the Crawdads on top 7-4 here in the 6th. Matt King, the 3rd baseman, 1 for 2, doubled, scored. Strike out. He scored twice. He'll take a pitch that misses outside, 1-0. This one is shot right back up the middle. Matt King delivers here in the 6th inning. Casey Cummings in to score. An RBI single for Matt King. Crawdads on top, 8-4. Two RBIs on the day for Matt King. Here's Joey Donnelly, lefty-lefty matchup. 2 runs in already here in the 6th inning. Fastball misses outside, 1-0. Talking about how the Crawdads, well, they're struggling outside of the 1st inning offensively. 2 runs in the 5th, 2 runs in the 6th, and they're not quite done yet. Donnelly takes a slider, good block by Noah Wilson, 2-0. Pitch. Donnelly fouls it down the third base line. Runner goes at first, pitch is fouled off the catcher. And a fan made a catch off the deflection of the catcher. Gets a nice two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on first base is Matt King, Joey Donnelly at the plate. Crawdads have gone single, line out, hit by pitch, ground out, single, and have 2 runs scored. 2-2 pitch outside, ball 3. Counts full here in the 6th. 2 outs. Matt King at first will be on the move. Here's the pitch from Manning. It's a fastball taken on the corner, strike 3. Crawdads score twice in the inning. They head to the top of the 6th. It's 8-4. Crawdads lead. Eight, 9-1 coming up for the Potters in the bottom of the 6th inning. It's the Crawdads 8. It's the Potters 4 here on the Crawdads Broadcast Network. Jack White still on the mound for the Dads. Has officially gone more innings than the starter Jackson Flora. 2 2/3, has given up 2 hits, a run, it's earned, a walk, and 3 punch-outs. That's in 10 batters faced. Fastball in there for a strike to Patrick Herrera. Herrera has walked and struck out. 0-1 pitch. Slider, good. Slider gets a swing and a miss. Nothing in 2. Flora started the game for the Crawdads, went 2 1/3, gave up 5 hits, 3 runs, walked 3, struck out 3. Nothing in 2 from the left-hander Jack White. Fastball way up and out. Fastball has been about 86 to 89. We've seen Jack White hit 90 a couple of times. Here's a slider in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Patrick Herrera, the third baseman. Sun has set over McBean Stadium here in Lincoln, California. Two-two pitch from Jack White. Slider swung on and missed. Gilliam applies the tag. It's the 4th strikeout of the day for Jack White. It's the first out here in the bottom of the 6th. Jack White has struck out 2 of the last 3 batters he faces. Here's Tyler Garrity. He's a strikeout victim. He also singled. Single back in the 4th. Swings through a changeup there. 0-1. Crawdads scored 4 in the 1st, 2 in the 5th, and 2 in the 6th. Here's a fastball that misses outside. 1-1. 1-1 pitch, fastball swung on and missed. Ball and 2 strikes to the left fielder. Some action in the Potters bullpen. Here's the 1-2 pitch, changeup just outside. Looks like a right-hander's warming up in the Crawdad bullpen. Can't exactly tell who it is. Tyler Blair, Austin tells me. 2-2 on the way from Jack White. Slider taken, strike 3. Back-to-back punch-outs for Jack White here in the 6th. That's 2 outs here. Top of the order, Brandon Forrester. 1 for 3. A couple of lineouts, a single. Jack White up to 5 strikeouts on the evening. Slider here, catches the corner, called strike, 0-1. Oh, 1 pitch. Changeup swung on and missed, 0-2. Potters have scored in every other inning to this point. 1 in the 1st, 2 in the 3rd, 1 in the 5th. 0-2 pitch from White. Fastball taken, strike 3. Jack White strikes out the side in the 6th. He's up to 6 today. We'll head to the top of the 7th. It's the Crawdads 8. It's the Potters 4.
Top 7 here from McBean Stadium in Lincoln, California, the home of William Jessup University baseball and the home of the Lincoln Potters. Potters Crawdads, top of the 7th inning, 8-4. Walnut Creek leads. Austin Oda back on the call for you for the rest of the game. Tyson Pointer leads off the top of the 7th inning. He's 2 for 3 on the day, a double, a stolen base, a single, and a chop out. Pointer, tons of power from the right-hand side against the new pitcher, Eric Vassar. First pitch, Pointer squares to bunt, but he takes a slider on the outside for strike 1. Vassar, big right-handed pitcher out of Sac City. Slider down low, 1-1. Vassar so far this summer, he's been a little hit or miss. 8 innings pitched, 5 walks, 7 hits. He's given up 6 runs, but also 14 strikeouts in those 8 innings. The 1-1. Pointer swings through a good changeup. A ball, 2 strikes. Pointer is the strikeout batter of the game, so the dogs are barking. The 1-2. Down tight. 2-2. Pointer is a guy that strikes out a lot. This is a good choice for the strikeout batter of the game, but he's been good at resisting that so far. He's gotten into two strike counts and hasn't struck out yet. The 2-2. Grounded up the middle. The shortstop, Forrester, to his left, scoops it up behind the second base bag, throws wide of first, pulls the first baseman off the bag, but they're going to stay. Olsen stuck that right toe on the corner of the bag for out number 1. So good job by Pointer to put the ball in play. Whatever the strikeout promotion is, Potters fans are going to have to wait another at bat for Tyson Pointer to be able to get that. That's why we go to Monte Vista for our ice cream token batter. We put it on something positive for the home team because that's more fun anyway. Here's Brian Duroff. First pitch taken down and in. 1-0. Duroff, 0 for 1. Grounded into an RBI ground out his first at bat and then walked in his second. He's ahead in the count 1-0. Vassar delivers. Duroff takes a fastball just off the inside, 2-0. And a shameless plug to head back to Monte Vista for our games this week against the Humboldt Crabs. See former Crawdad Gabe Tanner start tomorrow for the Humboldt Crabs. And then be sure to keep an eye out for who the Meadowlark player of the game is, as the 2-0 is hit high and deep to left field. Now coming in is the left fielder Garrity, and he makes the catch. That ball sounded a lot better off the bat, I think, than it ended up actually being. Also, a little bit of a weird angle for us here in the broadcast booth. We're slightly to the left of home plate. And really, the easiest view that I have is second base. The shortstop is a little bit cut off by the window in front of me. The third baseman, I don't even know who's at third. First pitch to Sam Gilliam is a swing and a miss on a breaking ball, 0-1. Gilly has struggled today, 0 for 3. Hit the ball in the air a couple times, the 0-1. Chop third base side, behind the third base bag. Herrera has it, a long throw is low to first, but Olsen digs it out, and Gilliam is retired easily. A 1-2-3 inning for Eric Vassar. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th inning after we stretch. The Crawdads lead at 8-4 here on the Walnut Creek Crawdads streaming network. This call to the bullpen is brought to you by NorCal Oaks. The NorCal Oaks is a nonprofit organization dedicated to developing skilled players who want to excel in the game of baseball and softball while attaining strong character and life skills in a fun and positive environment. And your new pitcher, Tyler Blair, the right-handed pitcher out of UC Berkeley. He's been good this summer. 2 games pitched, 4 strikeouts, just 1 pitch allowed over his 2 innings. He's been dealing with some forearm tightness. He's been dealing with it with a little bit of inconsistency, but when he's been in, he has been fantastic. 7 batters faced, just 1 of them has reached base. 4 strikeouts, striking out over half of the batters that he faces. He'll head back to the bump to face Chase Jans, Nolan Wilson, and Justin Olson. 2-3-4 with the Crawdads leading 8-4. First pitch from Tyler Blair, working from the windup on the heavy first base side of the rubber. First pitch is a fastball on the outside, black, 88 miles an hour from the righty, and it's 0-1. So far on the day, Chase Jans 1 for 3, singled, came around to score in his first at-bat, struck out swinging on 4 pitches in his second, and grounded out to short in his last at-bat back in the fourth. The 0-1 is a curveball off the outside. Jans tried to pull the trigger, but was able to hold up in time, and the count evens at 1. Crawdads unable to score in the top of the 7th, and now hand the ball to the righty out of Cal, Tyler Blair. A long wait now, the 1-1 is down and away, 2-1. So with Cam Calvillo now out of the game, Griffin Harrison moves to shortstop. Shout out Griffin Harrison, was entered in the game in a 1-2 count and was able to just see the first pitch out of bed and take it right up the middle. 2-1. Chopper to that side. Matt King cuts it off in the hole on the run, throws to first. Just in time. A late call by the first base ump, but it was just in time to get the speeding Chase Jans down the first base line. 5-3 on the putout. A nice play on both ends. A nice scoop by King, a nice throw by King, and then a nice stretch by Ryan Brome for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Nolan Wilson, the catcher. Wilson, a fantastic first game in the Lincoln colors, and then today he's been fine. A single in the first inning, a fly out in the second inning, and a strikeout looking back in the fourth. Dad's pitching have now retired 6 straight, as the first pitch to Wilson is a curveball. Big, slow breaker that just flutters off the outside edge. And ahead in the count, 1-0 is Nolan Wilson. Blair peers in over the Cal glove. Now the 1-0. Fastball way off the outside, 2-0. I think it's a little hard to overstate just how much onto the first base side of the rubber Tyler Blair is. His right heel is on the far corner. The 2-0. Fastball tapped behind the plate, 2-1. Like, he is right up there, bordering on legality. But he's there, he's doing it. The guy that really has a lot of funk bordering on legality is Sean Fitzpatrick with his wicked hop step off the back of the rubber. The 2-1 comes inside on a changeup. Wilson darts out of the way, 3-1. We do get to see Sean Fitzpatrick. Not sure if it'll be the 8th or the 9th. But we'll see him. The 3-1. Chopper to short on 3 hops. Griffin Harrison goes to the right knee to get it. Double clutch throw to first, just in time to get Nolan Wilson for out number 2. Tyler Blair will take 2 groundouts. He'll also take a step off the mound and tie his shoes. So, good for him. That'll bring up Justin Olson, the first baseman. Olson has been okay today. A single in his first at-bat and then a strikeout in his second before popping out in the bottom of the 5th inning. So he's 1 for 3. First pitch. Down and in, bounced about 54 feet to the plate. Then took a big hop over the glove of Gilliam. A ball and no strikes. The 1-0. At the knees on the inside with a fastball, ball, and a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Scoreboard says 0-2, but it's 1-1. Blair delivers. A changeup on the outside. Good pitch. A ball and 2 strikes. Blair has been just tremendous in his outing so far with the Crawdads. See if he can extend and start giving them a few more innings. But for right now, trying to set down the Potters 1-2-3 in the 7th. Blair looks in over the glove. Now he agrees with Gilliam. The 1-2. Fastball away. 2-2. 88 on the fastball. Pretty hard stuff from Tyler Blair. The count is even. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Deuces are wild here in the bottom of the 7th. Blair's 2-2 pitch is a curveball down low, 3-2. TB still yet to walk anyone this season. He faced the Admirals on the 7th and the Stompers on the 13th. 4 strikeouts combined in those 2 outings. Now the 3-2. Change up, flared foul off to the left. We'll do it again. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 8-4 Dads, bottom of the 7th. A dormant Potter offense for these last 2 innings and some change. Blair trying to keep that the case. The 3-2. Fastball grounded right side through the hole past the looks of Ryan Ellis and Ryan Broman. Into right field, gets past Tyson Pointer and rolls all the way to the wall. Olson's going to be into second. A single and an E9. Tyson Pointer's adventures in right field continue. And all of a sudden, the Potters have a runner in scoring position. A pretty hard hit ball through the right side, 100 exit velocity. And here comes Ben Higdon, who has been pretty easily the player of the game for Lincoln. 2 home runs that were both just demolished. 1 to right, 1 to center. The first inning hit 1 to center that was pretty deep as well and brought in a run on a sac fly. So 3 of the 4 runs driven in today for Lincoln have come off the bat of Ben Higdon. Runner on second, 2 outs. First pitch to Higdon. Up high with an 88-mile-an-hour fastball, 1-0. Seeing Blair out of the stretch for the first time today. The 1-0. Higdon takes high and tight, 2-0. Ben Higdon, no relation to Crawdads relief pitcher last year, Seth Higdon. Higgy for the Crawdads last summer was just lights out. The look to second now, the 2-0. Higdon takes a changeup that breaks to the knees, 2-1. Higdon definitely looking for the fastball there.
Do they want to hit the fastball?
I think most guys would rather, unless it's like a really bad one.
2 balls and a strike to Higdon with a runner on second. The 2-1. Higdon high pop up on the infield. Griffin Harrison, Matt King on the left side. It's Matt King with his feet inside the third base bag to make the catch as he roves towards the pitcher's mound for out number 3. The Crawdads can take a deep breath as Ben Higdon is retired. Tyler Blair strands the runner on second, and we head to the top of the 8th. No runs, a hit, an error, and a runner left on. We'll head top 8, 8-4 the Crawdads lead here on the Walnut Creek Crawdads streaming network. Griffin Harrison leads off the top of the 8th inning. Crawdads lead by 4. Still Eric Vassar, the righty, on the bump. First pitch is down and outside. 89 on the fastball, 1-0. Harrison came into the game in a 1-2 hole and just took a ball right up the middle, replacing the injured Cam Calvillo, who we hope Cam is okay. The 1-0 is a curveball. High and tight, 2-0. Vassar looks in. Now the 2-0 to Harrison is tight, 3-0. Three balls, no strikes, no outs, top of the 8th. Vassar, who struggles with the walk, to Griffin Harrison. He takes at the knees on the inside, 3-1. So now a hitter's count for Harrison, who really has been very good recently. The 3-1. Harrison takes a huge cut and misses, swings through it, 3-2. Harrison had the tie-breaking home run against the West Coast Kings the other day. Now, from 3-0 to 3-2, Ryan Ellis waits on deck. An 8-4 game, the Crawdads lead by 4. Vassar's 3-2. Down low ball 4. So a long at bat from Harrison results in a walk. 6 pitches. That'll bring up Ryan Ellis. Another solid game for Ellie, 1 for 3. A walk, 2 steals. Still hitting .470 this year. He's been fantastic. First pitch. Ellis takes down and in, 1-0. Catcher Wilson's going to head out and talk to his pitcher on the bump, who has really struggled. A ball and no strikes to Ryan Ellis after Wilson's done with his pitcher. And he is. Ryan Ellis steps back into the left-handed batter's box. Dads lead by 4. The 1-0. Ellis takes up high. In his last at bat, Ellis took a first pitch fastball and just crushed it to center field, but it was right at Chase Jans. Came back to the dugout and he says, that makes up for whatever the dink hit I had in the second was. So, all evens out in the end. The 2-0. Ellis takes a fastball on the outside, 2-1. Ellis hits it high, pretty deep, left center field, going over as Chase Jans into the gap, and the left fielder Garrity will make the catch for out number 1. Harrison retreats back to first, F7 in the book. Ellis is now 1 for 4. First out here in the top of the 8th. That'll bring up Casey Cummings. Cummings has reached base 3 times, and every time he's reached base has scored a run. A single, a hit by pitch, a walk. His hardest hit ball of the day to left center was robbed by Garrity. First pitch, Cummings takes high with a fastball, 1-0. So Casey Cummings, we had a feeling he would be the breakout player of this summer. A tough year at San Diego as a freshman, a breakout year this last year at Chabot as the 1-0, is a curveball on the outside at the knees, 1-1. Sandwiched between those 2 years, one at USC, one at Chabot, was a tough last summer with the Crawdads, but that breakout season at Chabot, the commitment to Texas, and confidence at an all-time high for Casey Cummings. The 1-1. Cummings chops it to the left side, but foul. Ball and 2 strikes. Ryan Brome is on deck. Should Cummings stay out of a double play ball, he'll face Ryan Brome, or I should say Ryan Brome will face Eric Vassar. The 1-2. Cummings taps it right side, tough play. Charging is the second baseman, Auden. He scoops, throws to first. Just in time to retire Casey Cummings, but moving over to second base is Ryan Ellis, or excuse me, is Griffin Harrison on the 4-3 putout.
Wait, why did you say the runners at first?
So that'll bring up Ryan Brome. Brome, a hit and an RBI today, or I should say a hit and 2 RBI today. Looking to add another in his 3rd run batted in of the game. 8 of them in conference play this season. First pitch, Brome takes the fastball just below the knees, a ball and no strikes. Eight to 4 Crawdads, but you could always use some insurance. The 1-0. On the outside with a fastball, a ball and a strike. Action in the Potters bullpen. Looks like there's action with the Dads. Lefty's throwing down there. Here's the 1-1 to Brome. Curveball down low, 2-1.
Oh my god. Were you kidding the whole time?
2 balls and a strike with 2 outs, 8 to 4 Crawdads. Brome, a 1-for-3 day.
You were very missed.
The 2-1. Brome hits it high in the air, left side, on the infield in foul territory. Patrick Herrera, the third baseman, in the third base coaching box, makes the catch for out number 3. No runs for the Dads. No hits, a walk. They leave a runner on base. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. Potentially a new pitcher when we come back here on the Walnut Creek Crawdads streaming network. Bottom of the 8th inning, it's still Tyler Blair in for Walnut Creek. And why not? He's trying to extend a little bit, go a few more innings, get that arm a little more loose. He'll be facing Zach Chamizo with a 4-run lead. First pitch changeup falls off the outside, a 1-0 count. Chamizo on the day, 0 for 2, a walk, a strikeout, and a flyout. The 1-0. Chamizo takes down low, 2-0. Dads do have action in the bullpen. So I wouldn't be surprised, really, if Blair's leash is until he lets a runner on. The 2-0. Up and away, 3-0. Dads will be back in action tomorrow, back at Monte Vista. A 5 p.m. game. We don't see a ton of those at Monte Vista. Really in the CCL, it's usually 4 or 6:30, 6:45-ish, as the 3-0 is fouled straight back. Shimizu had green light on 3-0. Didn't take advantage. But they'll be facing the Humboldt Crabs tomorrow. Gabe Tanner, former Crawdad. I'm sure he'd love how much I'm talking about him on this broadcast. The 3-1 to Shimizu is flied to left center field pretty deep, but Joey Donnelly, the left fielder, is right there. Goes back now, comes in to his backhand side to make the catch for out number 1. So a really nice job to bounce back for Tyler Blair, falling behind 3-0 and still getting pretty lazy fly ball to left, and that'll bring up Luke Auden, second baseman today. First game for the Potters this summer, 0 for 1, a pair of walks. He's thrown out at third, trying to move up on a single. He lines the first pitch straight back, 0-1. That was on a Tyler Garrity single back in the third. Casey Cummings was able to throw him out at third base. Casey Cummings, his throws to third this season have been pretty impressive. The 0-1. Change up just below the knees, 1-1. Seriously, the throw he made in Sonoma, one of the better throws I've seen in a college athlete make, really at any level. Summer ball, regular season, the 1-1. Change up at the knees on the inside, a ball and 2 strikes. Patrick Herrera waits on deck. Blair trying to set down Luke Auden, the 1-2. Up high on a breaking ball that didn't break, 2-2. The 2-2. Fastball high. 3 balls and 2 strikes. A lot of 3-ball counts. A few too many balls. I think that's the big takeaway from Brant Cummings. Yeah, no walks. But 4 3-ball counts. Blair's full count pitch. Down and in, ball 4. That'll bring up Pat Herrera.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Was like, no, but I mean, you don't think of it because you're in the mode. Yeah. I think about it because I'm like your dad.
Patrick Herrera out of Kentucky. An 0 for 2 day, a pair of punches and a walk.
So I just take on open balls and he has them all up in the wall in his office.
Runner on first, 1 out. Blair looking for the double play ball to get him out of the inning. 2 strikeouts on the day for Herrera. Blair's first pitch is a curveball off the outside. Gilliam slides over to his right to snag it. 0-1. Pickoff move, but back in at first. Ahead of the throw is Luke Auden. Sean Fitzpatrick is loose in the Crawdads bullpen. I did have to clarify to my parents that his name was not actually Fitzmagic. First pitch. Slider off the outside, gets past Gilliam and moving up to second. On the wild one is Luke Auden. 2-0 count. So, Mom and Dad, if you're listening, I didn't mean to call you out, but like really Fitzmagic is like it's not a real name, unfortunately. Fitzy has been really fun to watch though this summer. He's only thrown twice. First time he threw a shutout inning and he said, "Man, wasn't on today. Slider didn't slide, fastball didn't move." And I mean, if you go 1-2-3 inning with a strikeout, I feel like you're doing fine. Then the second time we really got to see the full Fitzmagic show in action. Hoping to see him again today because it's been a little too long without Sean Fitzpatrick. Mound visit with Tyler Blair is over. He'll step back on the bump for Patrick Herrera. (2-0). Grounded through the left side, a base hit into left field. Donnelly's up with it. They're going to hold the runner at third as the throw is high into Gilliam, the catcher. The throw is going to go to second now. It is not in time. Just in ahead of the throw is Patrick Herrera. On the single, advances on the throw. Ellis thought he got him, but Herrera was in there safely, and all of a sudden there's two in scoring position with just one out. Runners on second and third, one out. A 4-run game, but never hurts to add on. Still no Brant Cummings in sight. Tyler Garrity, a two strikeout day, sandwiched a hit between them. Runners on second and third with just one out. First pitch. Change up off the outside, 1-0. Tying run in the on-deck circle, it's Brandon Forrester, the shortstop. Here in the 8th inning, an 8-4 baseball game. The 1-0 to Garrity. Fastball outside edge, strike one. Blair's lost a couple on that fastball, that one just at 86 after topping at 89 earlier today. The 1-1. Fastball off the outside, 2-1. You do not want to load the bases for the top of this lineup. Brandon Forrester has been very impressive this summer in the CCL. Chase Jan's pretty good as well. The 2-1 is up high, 3-1. Three balls, one strike, one out. Runners on second and third in an 8-4 ball game. Blair, well behind in the count. Looks in for the sign. Now looks to second. Now back to the plate. The 3-1 is way outside, ball four. Bases loaded.
I mean, dude. That's the thing. It's like,
This looks like the end of the day for Tyler Blair. Brant Cummings is going to head to the mound with a lefty ready in the pen. Looks like Tyler Blair's day is over. When we come back, Sean Fitzpatrick. It's Fitzmagic time, baby. We'll see him back on the bump when we come back. 8-4 the score here on the Walnut Creek Crawdads streaming network. Well, folks, it's Fitzmagic time. The 5'10 lefty out of the University of Arkansas has been fantastic so far this season for Walnut Creek. Let's see what he can do with the bases loaded and just one out. Fitzpatrick, 5 innings pitched, 8 strikeouts, 1 walk, just 1 hit allowed. Brandon Forrester at the dish. He represents the tying run with Sean Fitzpatrick on the bump. First pitch from Fitzy is a fastball right down the bump. Strike 1. Forrester on the day, 1 for 4. The 0-1. Fastball up and away. A ball and a strike. Fitzy, we've heard, can get up to 91 from that wide left arm slot. We've seen up to about 88, 89 on the fastball. The 1-1. Forrester waves and misses. Good changeup from Fitzy. A ball and 2 strikes. He says he can throw 5 or 6 different pitches and all of them do something. Slider's the best out pitch. He's well ahead in the count, 1-2 to a righty Forrester. Bases loaded, 1 out, a 4-run game. The 1-2. Fastball got him swinging. Blew it past him off the outside corner. And the Crawdads are 1 out away from getting out of the inning. Here's Chase Jans. Fitz not out of it yet. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Jans, a 1 for 4 day. Fitz sets. And the first pitch, fastball up and away. 1-0. One ball, no strikes, 2 outs, bases loaded. Chase Jans represents the tying run. The 1-0. Fastball, a sword. Good tail from the lefty. The count evens at 1. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. The 1-1. Change up. Off the outside, got a swing and a miss. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Fitzpatrick sets. Trying to get out of a bases loaded jam. The 1-2. Tapped off the outside. Good changeup. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, an 8-4 game. Chase Jans, a .429 hitter coming into the game. Trying to push some momentum back to the Potters. Bases loaded. The 1-2. Up and out. 2-2. Luke Auden on third. Patrick Herrera on second. Tyler Garrity stands over at first. A 2-2 count. Defense straight up. Fitzpatrick versus Jans. The 2-2. Fastball up and out. 21 inches of horizontal break from the lefty. I don't know how you take that. Runners will be off. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the 8th. A 4-run game. Tying run at the plate. Sean Fitzpatrick on the mound. The 3-2. Popped up right side. Foul. Just so much movement. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. We'll do it again. Fitzy and Chase Jans. Auden, Herrera, Garrity, the runners from third to first. The 3-2. Down low, ball 4. A run comes in. A phenomenal at-bat from Chase Jans. It's 8-5. That'll bring up the catcher, Nolan Wilson. Here comes Nolan Wilson. The catcher's 1 for 4 today. A single in his first at-bat, but has been silent since. 8-5 the score. Wilson, the go-ahead run at the dish. First pitch. Wilson takes the fastball down the pipe. 0-1. Herrera on third, Garrity on second. Jans just walked to get to first. 8-5 the score. The 0-1. Fastball up and away, 1-1. First run that has even come across the plate. Well, Sean Fitzpatrick has been on the bump. The 1-1. Fastball swung on and missed. So much tail from the lefty Fitzpatrick. And it's 1-2. A 3-run lead for Walnut Creek. Fitzpatrick comes set, past the belt. The 1-2. Change-up, swing and a miss. Got him off the outside corner. 23 inches of break from Sean Fitzpatrick, and he dances out of the bases-loaded jam. We'll head to the top of the 9th inning. A run comes home to score. When we come back, it's 8-5 here on the Walnut Creek Crawdads streaming network. This call to the bullpen is brought to you by NorCal Oaks. The NorCal Oaks are a nonprofit organization dedicated to developing skilled players who want to excel in the game of baseball and softball while attaining strong character and life skills in a fun and positive environment. First pitch is a fastball up and in, but called a strike on Matt King. From Devin Martin, the righty. Martin has not been great this summer. In his career against the Crawdads, a 5.4 ERA in 2 games pitched. The 0-1. Up and away, ball and a strike. Martin, a high walk guy, walks a lot of batters. The 1-1. King takes way up high. 2-1. King so far today, a pair of hits, a pair of runs batted in. 2-1. Fastball zips off the outside. 3-1. 8-5 Crawdads. (3-1). King grounds it to the first base side, but foul. Austin Harrington, 0 hands. Negative hands for the first base coach, Austin Harrington. Just 67 miles an hour off the bat. Austin's going to hear that one from his dad's teammates. 3-2 is off the inside, ball 4. Matty Ice gets on base for the 4th time today. It'll bring up the mood man, Joey Donnelly. Donnelly has reached base 3 times, a hit by pitch, a walk, an RBI single, scored once, struck out looking on a ball, looked borderline in his last at bat. First pitch, Donnelly takes a curveball, just a little tight, a ball and no strikes. The 1-0, runner goes. Donnelly takes up high. The throw to second is not in time. Gets into center field. King's going to run for third. Up with it, the center fielder Jans. The throw's going to go to third. It is in the dirt. Bounds off the third baseman the body of the third baseman Herrera. Stolen base and an E2. So, Crawdads just running wild on Nolan Wilson. Donnelly takes up high, 3-0. We'll see if Donnelly has the green light. The Crawdads have really not had the green light much this season. 3-0. At the knees, strike 1. Action in the Potters bullpen. Looks like there's some action in the Crawdads bullpen. 3-1. Donnelly taps it foul off to the left. Three balls, 2 strikes, no outs. (3-2). Donnelly fouls it straight back. Not the same big, powerful swings that we've seen from Donnelly so far today, but still working long at bats. Guy just gets on base. He's worked 3 ball counts in 4 of his 5 plate appearances today. Was hit in the other one, the 3-2. Ball 4. 2 straight walks for Devin Martin. That's the name of the game for the righty. Martin out of UNR, so pitching to the guy he throws to in college. Here's Tyson Pointer. Pointer, a solid day, a 2-hit day. A double and a single. First pitch. Up and out, 1-0. A game that has really slowed down. The Dads have played in some long games recently. This one started at 6:37. We're now past the 3-hour mark. Can we please, dear commissioner of the CCL, please bring a pitch clock if possible, something. I mean, we were calculating the other day against the West Coast Kings. Yeah, it's a non-league team, but 42 seconds between pitches. It's 3 pitch clocks. What are we doing? What takes you 42 seconds to get to the plate? And then throw 4 straight balls. I rest my case. A ball and no strikes to Tyson Pointer. Crawdads would love to extend the lead. The 1-0. Fastball zips to the outside corner, ball and a strike. Good speed on the bases, King and Donnelly. Donnelly has definitely improved on the base paths. He runs. Pointer swings and misses. The throw goes to second. It is not nearly in time. Another steal. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, that was all in the first. 4 steals in the first. And then 2 this inning. 6 steals off Nolan Wilson. A ball and 2 strikes to Pointer. Here's the pitch. On the outside corner, called strike 3. Home plate umpire didn't know it was strike 3. He went into that regular strike call, and then catcher told him it was strike 3, and then he kind of did a half-hearted punch out. It'll bring up Brian Duroff. Brian Duroff still 0 for today, but has driven in 2 runs. Chance to add a couple more. First pitch, curveball off the outside. 1-0. Infield is in for Lincoln. So Joey Donnelly is past the shortstop. The 1-0. BD swings and misses. Fastball on the outside. A ball and a strike. And he'll step out and adjust a little bit. Duroff coming off just an unbelievable season over at Chabot. 21 home runs. The 1-1. Curveball on the outside, 1 and 2. And we haven't seen that same power from Brian. 28 home runs in 2 seasons at Chabot. 4 home runs last season for the Crawdads. A career .385 hitter against Lincoln. The 1-2. Duroff strikes out swinging. Good off-speed pitch. The throw's going to go to first. The runner breaks for the plate. Here's the throw. It's not in time. Matt King, elite base running to get him sliding into home plate head first on the strikeout. The putout's made to first. The Crawdads extend their lead to 9-5. Believe that's a steal of home. What a job by Matt King. First pitch to Sam Gilliam is hit high to left field, but in the park, Tyler Garrity ranges back, now comes in and squeezes it for out number 3. But Matt King steals home, and the Crawdads lengthen their lead just a little bit. It's 9-5. When we come back, Sean Fitzmagic back to the bump here on the Crawdads Streaming Network. A pinch hitter for the bottom of the 9th inning, Cade Sanchez, right-handed batter out of Texas A&M Corpus Christi. First pitch to Sanchez is a fastball on the outside. 21 inches of run from Fitzy. He's just fun to watch. The 0-1. Fastball, same spot, fouled back, 0-2. We haven't really seen him break out the slider, which it's a shame, and I'm excited for the first one. Because he says he can do a little bit of everything with it. Can move it more up, down, and also with more sweep. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Good changeup. Falls off the outside half. The 3 batters that Fitzy has retired have all been strikeout swinging and have all been on that changeup. I spent the whole week last week since the last time I saw him pitch thinking, okay, the slider's the out pitch. Today he's showing he can do it with the changeup too. The fastball with 20 plus inches of movement is not a bad tertiary pitch either. Here's Ben Higdon, a 2-home run day. First pitch, slider up high. Didn't really slide, 1-0. The score were to stand, the win would go to White, first guy out of the bullpen, as the 1-0 is flipped to the left side. Fitzy off the mound to get it on a hop. Plants throws to first in time. Nice play by Fitzy to get off the mound, as my good friend and broadcast partner Carson Mercier would say, PFP. And a broken bat, which is even more fun. So the win would go to White. The loss would go to John Alkire. And Fitzy would get a save. So he came in a safe spot. First pitch to Shimizu is up and out. 1-0. The 1-0 is on the outside with a fastball. This is Chase Weisenborn, a returning Potter. Really good defensive shortstop. A ball and a strike, 9-5 the score. Fitz steals. Fastball fouled off. 22 inches of run from Sean Fitzpatrick. I would not want to hit against Sean Fitzpatrick. I caught a flat ground. I was not having fun with it. And on the last 2, he said, "These are going to be hard now." I said, "Now?" The 1-2. Popped up. Back of the plate. Sam Gilliam gives it a look, gives it a chase. He will reach out, and he's not able to make the catch as it hit high off the screen. Sam Gilliam, that might be his signature play, is the ball up against the screen. Anything behind the plate for a catcher is usually so difficult because they have to flip and see the field the completely different way, the complete opposite way. But Gilly's been pretty fantastic at that. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Fitzy looking for his first save of the summer. The lefty comes set. Kicks the right leg and deals. Slider just a little high. 2-2. Deuces are wild. Fitz sets. The 2-2. Just outside on a changeup. 3-2. I'll tell you what, with how good Fitzy's been, even with how good Fitzy's been, you don't want to extend this game any longer. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch. High and tight, ball 4. So the game will continue. 3 hours and 13 minutes into this game. We're still playing. Here's Luke Auden. Auden, 3 walks today. OBP is sparkling. First pitch. Auden takes a fastball right down the middle. 0-1. The 0-1. Fastball flied off to the right. Foul 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The Crawdads looking to continue and extend their 3-game CCL win streak to 4. Sean Fitzpatrick, the man who looks to do it. The 0-2. Fastball got him on the inside. 22 inches of arm side run, 87 on the inner black, and Sean Fitzpatrick shuts the door. The Crawdads win their 4th straight in CCL play, and the Dads are hot. The winning pitcher for the Crawdads. Welcome, Mr. White. He was just fantastic. Jack White, 3 1/3 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, a walk, 6 strikeouts. He gets the win. His only game of the summer improves to 1-0. The loss goes to John Alkire, who struggled over his inning, 4 runs, 2 earned, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, and the save goes to Mr. Fitzmagic with 4 strikeouts on the day. Hey, that's going to do it for us. For Carson Mercier, I'm Austin Oda. We will see you tomorrow as the Walnut Creek Crawdads play the Humboldt Crabs at 5 p.m. 5 p.m. first pitch at Monte Vista. Stay for the postgame show with Kobe Siegel, but for now, the Crawdads win 9-5.
Hello and welcome to the post-game show of the Walnut Creek Crawdads. The Crawdads win 9-5 here at the McBean Stadium, and Crawdads went out, started off early, 4-0, jumped on the starting pitcher, and I mean they did not let up. It was a little close, 4-3, but I mean Jack White shut the door, gave it up to Tyler Blair, and then Fitzpatrick absolutely finished it out. And, I mean, just a great game here at Lincoln. They extend their lead over the Lincoln Potters to more than just percentage points in there. They moved to 6-3. The Potters dropped to 7-6. And, I mean, some great highlights for this game. Unfortunately, we do not have a post-game interview because press box is very cramped. I'm sorry about that. I mean, there would have been a lot of potential player of the games today. I mean, Casey Cummings with an outfield assist, stolen base, a hit, 3 runs, a walk. Ryan Ellis, 2 hits and a walk. Matt King, 2 hits, 2 walks, a steal of home on a drop third strike. He was fantastic, along with great defense at third base. Jackson Flora had a little bit of a tougher outing. They were hitting him pretty hard, but then Jack White, a mercenary from Michigan, transferring to San Jose State, first team All-Mountain West, and comes in and absolutely dominates. This is his only game with the Crawdads. He came to this game because of the scouts that were here to see potential draft prospect Jackson Flora, and he took advantage of that. And I mean, he was fantastic. You look at his stats on the day: 3 2/3 innings pitched, including cleaning up the damage that Flora left. Only 2 hits. One of them was a homer, but 1 walk in 6 strikeouts. That's key. 6 strikeouts in 13 batters faced. It's almost a 50% strikeout rate. So, I mean, Jack White just showing out for the scouts here. And unfortunately, the Crawdads won't have him for the rest of the season, but he was just fantastic today. I mean, they were late on the fastball. They were early on the off-speed pitches. Just fantastic. And then Tyler Blair comes in, dominant one inning, struggled a little bit. His second inning, I think the stamina just might not be there yet, unfortunately, after coming back from the injury. But Sean Fitzpatrick, the bases loaded, comes in, strikes out a guy, a walk on a 3-2 count, and then strikes out another guy, and then comes in the ninth, strikeout. Clearly worked on his PFPs, makes a great play to throw on a little dribbler, and another strikeout. So Sean Fitzpatrick, 4 strikeouts and 7 batters faced. And that was fantastic. I think Jack White and Sean Fitzpatrick probably would have been the front runners for the player of the game, along with Matt King, who was tremendous today, really showing why he had around 800 something OPS at UTSA. And I mean, on the offensive side, Ryan Ellis and Casey Cummings started out this game 2 straight walks. The starting pitcher was missing Low a little bit, and Casey Cummings and Ryan Ellis, just the base running. They have so much fun on the bases. Clearly, Ryan Ellis getting huge jumps, essentially creating a run by himself, a walk in steal second, steals third, overthrow, and then scores. So just fantastic job by Ryan Ellis. And Casey Cummings the same thing, steals second, goes to third on a sac fly, and then he gets and then he scores on ground out. So I mean, just the base running today. Tyson Pointer had a stolen base 2, Matt King had 2 stolen bases. So I mean, just fantastic job all around today by the Crawdads. Just a really clean game. They did have 1 error, but I mean the Lincoln Potters had 3 errors. So if you have less errors than the other team, I mean that's good. And great win for the Daddies today. I mean just a fantastic job, and I mean all around. I mean the walks, the patience. Let's see. I mean they had so many walks today. Let's see. They had, do some math. 5, 6, 7, 8 walks. That's fantastic. Clearly the patience was a strong suit today. And no home runs, despite the Potters having 2 home runs. The Crawdads got homered and still won the game pretty handily. So, I mean, just a great job all around. They lost the lead. It was 4-3, and then they just they didn't collapse. They just kept getting more runs. Tyson Pointer had a hard hit to left. I believe it was called a hit, so that's good for him. He's had a really tough start. 2 for 5 today. They only struck out. Crawdads only struck out 4 times. So when you can walk 8 times and strike out 4 times, I mean clearly something is going right. So I mean the patience, the starting pitchers in the first inning. So it's just a great game today. We got the Humboldt Crabs versus the Crawdads, a battle of the crustaceans. So some great baseball coming up, and but not only did we have this game, but we have other games going around the CCL out of town scoreboard. This look around the CCL is brought to you by American Stage Tours. American Stage Tours, small enough to care and large enough to compete. So if you look around the CCL, all right, let's pull up the CCL scoreboard. All right, we got the Academy Barons and the Orange County Pioneers. Hold on. That was not the right day, unfortunately. Okay. Yes, the Arroyo Seco Saints beat the San Luis Obispo 6-1. Orange County wins 8-2 against the Conejo Oaks. Santa Barbara beats the Academy Barons 3-2. Solano Mudcats 9-1 over the Sonoma Stoppers, and in Healdsburg, in the Healdsburg sneaks by the Bay Area Admirals 10-9. The Admirals put up a fight, but the Healdsburg advances to 10-0. So when the Crawdads face Healdsburg, that's going to be their biggest test. So I think right now, up until they play Healdsburg, I think they do the schedule, but Healdsburg's going to be the real test for sure. This look around the CCL is, again, brought to you by American Stage Tours. American Stage Tours, small enough to care and large enough to compete. And fun fact, our bus we're about to take to our bus ride is also sponsored by American Stage Tours. So great job to them. Once again, thank you guys for joining me. The Crawdads win 9-5, improve to 6-3 in the season, second place in the CCL. Goodbye.